Welcome to 13 Card Subject Change, where all of Jesse's dreams could possibly come true in the next 6 weeks. We don't know. But hey, folks, welcome back. Jesse had a good...
It could be a good 6 weeks.
Folks, I don't even...
Oscar's going to be in town?
Well, that would be better. That would be much better.
I was going for his
Leroy,
big dream,
Leroy,
or no,
Leroy,
little dreams?
Leroy, despite the intro, this isn't actually Fantasy Island. We can't actually make all of
damn it.
Jesse's dreams come true. We can make a bunch of them come true today. We're going to find out.
Buzz, I don't
welcome to...
I don't have a midget to help me with
That's
that.
fair. That's fair.
Oh, no, wait. I rephrased.
Welcome
I don't
to
have a
this
little
episode.
person
This
to
week's
help me.
episode is,
I gotta be more PC.
officially called Hold My Beer, because that's about what this
Holy
week was.
shit.
It really was.
It
Hold
was
My
a
Beer.
week of complete bullshit anywhere and everywhere. And yes, Tony, you are not exempt of this. We'll get to you in a little bit.
Right.
To start things off, we have to address some horrible news that we just found out today. It's a combination. Dave Hebner and Tim White have both passed away this past week. Dave is obviously known for two of the most infamous angles in the history of all of professional
Right.
wrestling. Obviously we have the Hulk Hogan switch incident.
Right.
Which, by the way, at the time, nobody got.
They didn't even realize they were twin brothers.
Exactly. So, that was a lot of fun to go back and
Right.
watch. And then obviously the Montreal Screwjob, which lives in infamy. We're going to just let that one sit there because Brett, okay, anyway.
Okay, I honestly, I remember watching the Hogan-Andre match live and having that, and trust me, as a kid, I'm like, what?
You had...
And I'm like, wait a minute,
you
he's
had
a twin.
people.
What?
You had people back then. Vince legitimately had you in the palm of his hand at that moment, and you were
he
just
did.
to captivate.
It was
and
a
then
good
obviously,
moment.
folks, Tim White, known famously as a referee who got hurt and couldn't be a referee anymore. He was also, and I don't want to use the word handler, he was the friend of Andre the Giant.
Right.
Basically, he was the guy that helped Andre acclimate to a world that was just never built for him, basically.
Right.
He's
So,
a friend, a consultant.
Basically, yeah.
I put him at that instead of a handler.
Yeah, the word handler always never worked with me because that was kind of a disservice to what Tim was. I mean, he really was Andre's only true friend, and not that anyone was like overusing Andre. It was just Tim was one of those guys that Andre spoke to. I mean,
Right.
Andre didn't talk to a lot of people. It was
Right.
just kind of
Just
Andre's
looks at it.
personality.
You doing good, Andre? I am, boss.
Tim is also known for, once he got hurt, making us all laugh and basically dying on camera more times than the guy who played.
Those skits were hilarious.
They were great. They were absolutely
so
great.
Like I tell people, there's a lot of horse shit in the Attitude Era when you go back and rewatch it. But those vignettes with Tim White were hilarious. Now, they had to stop doing them because actually that was some of the first times they caught heat in the Attitude Era. But yeah, I thought that shit was hilarious every week.
Tim was always down for it. He always seemed to have fun with it. And, once again, it's the constant question in wrestling. What exactly is too far in a show that, sadly, you all know it's not real, but it's a problem to you, but yet they do it on dramas and sitcoms all the time, and nobody seems to say boo about it.
Right.
To quote Jesse, they wanted to kill Triple H for that Booker T thing, but they were the fans. They were supposed to.
Yep.
People watching at home, it's like, I'm sorry, do we not literally have shows and movies that use the N-word openly with, white people, and nobody seems to sit there and be like, oh, that's terrible. You get that. Like,
Right.
folks, I mean, white people go work with Quentin Tarantino for a reason. There's... On top of the fact he has great films.
Yeah.
I'm about to say,
if you're offended by that language, I'll tell you one
We
thing.
don't know-
Don't watch Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, exactly. We
That's
don't
it.
know much, but we're going to get through this quick because this is something that, despite its big news, we still don't know anything. Vince McMahon is being investigated internally by the board of directors of WWE for allegedly paying $3 million in a severance package. We're not going to use her name because we are actually somewhat with integrity. Unlike Mr. I don't even want to mention his name, but just to put that on Twitter was absolutely annoying as hell.
He did put something on Twitter saying who he thought it was.
No. He put the woman's name out.
Oh, he did. I did not see that.
Well, Raj
I'm glad I
Geary, who
didn't.
originally broke the story, didn't.
They did not disclose any name whatsoever, and I don't care.
Brad Shepard, I think it was.
Brad Shepard.
Yeah. No, so basically
We
Brad...
don't need a name.
Brad, Look, dude, I know you want to be... Every journalist wants to be the cutting edge, but really, dude, like, come on. This is not... No, that's too much. But anyway, Vince is being internally investigated. I want to be very clear, though. There are no sexual assault type allegations out yet.
It was all consensual.
This is all consensual, so everyone needs to calm down. This is an internal investigation into laundering money, basically. There's no physical issue.
Vince
currently.
didn't launder. What I read on that, Vince did not launder any money.
Well, this is laundering money. That's what this
Kevin
is.
Dunn, yes.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet, Leroy. Don't jump the gun.
No,
like I said, we're not even close to done with these yet.
I know. No,
Calm down.
What I read with Vince is he spent his own personal money. He did not use any money from the company to do this.
I've read differently, which is why I said we need to be careful. Well, because Leroy,
Okay.
if it's his own personal money, it means nothing to the board of directors.
Correct.
That's his own personal fund. So if they're investigating, he used company money because it was the.
So right now
it
the
was the
investigation is about the fact that they use their own stock buyouts to pay for the.
Yeah, if he did something like that. But
anyway.
also, I mean, also they're looking at it.
This is better than any McMahon storyline that's ever been on television, and it's real.
And I would think they would look at it for a personal reason, business reading. That
There's
it
no
would
look.
no company image wise. I mean, that's what they're looking at. That
well, but
too,
the company's
probably.
doing it because, again, allegedly Vince raised her salary after the relationship started, and then when she was severed, not only was there an NDA, non-disclosure agreement for those of you that don't realize. Not only was there an NDA, but her severance was $3 million, which is higher than most WWE executives get in severance packages. So, anyway.
And then also your other favorite.
Kevin Dunn is being investigated for insider trading, which gave Jesse, what was your word, Jesse?
A boner.
Hey,
fucking fantastic.
But also John Laurinaitis, your other favorite guy.
Well, John's also involved. Bruce
is
is the only
being
one not involved
investigated.
because he's off for surgery.
He's lucky.
He could stay home.
I'm aware. But anyway,
Oh,
yes, John Laurinaitis allegedly was also involved with the same woman. Jesse's only hope is that John takes the ultimate fall for all of this because John is the least important person in this story.
Most likely.
Jesse
yes.
is looking up to the heavens right now.
Jesse, Kevin Dunn, John Laurinaitis, they're
Laryngitis. Let's just call him John Laryngitis.
John L. They're both going to get fired.
Johnny Ace.
Johnny Ace is going to take the fall.
Boys, today.
Yes.
Today is a new day. Yes, indeed. It is a glorious day.
You know what I say about that?
I won't give in. I won't give in till we are victorious and these two clowns are finally gone.
Well, you know that John's going to eat this.
John's done.
Yes.
You know what? You know what I gotta say to you, Jesse, is testify, my brother.
And the fact that the Kevin Dunn story came out
Now hold on.
4 hours later.
Yeah, right. Now, for those of you that don't know,
I know, man.
Kevin
Damn.
Dunn is not a member of the board of directors, so it is not outside of the realm that he is allowed to sell stock. The problem is that everyone knows two things. Number one, he is not an executive, but Vince talks to him about as much as he talks to anybody else in the world.
Yeah, sure.
And number two, it's very interesting that he would sell the amount of stock that he did. This is $1 million in stock that he basically just allegedly dropped shortly before this Wall Street Journal article came out. So people,
the number was wrong. It was 2.5 million.
2.5. Okay.
Here, I got to stop you because you're yucking on my yum with the facts. Here's the best thing.
We have to get some of them
what's
in
that?
there.
Here's the thing. I will let Zach still do his journalistic integrity.
We got to be trying to journalists, and then we can rip on him.
Oh, God, it's a good day. He stupidly, a day before this story breaks, goes, I got the information that, with this information, the company stock is probably going to drop about 45 to 50%.
Yep.
So let me get rid of this worthless ass stock I got and get some money. But stupidly, you know what he didn't do? He didn't hide it.
Nope.
He didn't hide it.
Nope.
He announced it.
Yep.
So
He announced it with his portfolio.
He did.
So guess what? Not even 4 hours after this original report came out, Kevin Dunn was in the crossfire.
Now,
Yes!
Insider trading.
Now, hold on.
Which is illegal.
Let me be very
It is
clear to the
illegal.
internet that thinks this
But let me be clear about the insider trading.
Yeah.
He may not go to prison,
No.
but he's going to lose his fucking job.
Oh, will he ever?
Because, unfortunately for him, the SEC apparently has a lot of evidence because he's a dumbass.
Let me point something out here. Okay, this is the one and only time I will address this because the internet needs to calm down. This is not a death blow to WWE. This is not going to destroy the company because what you have to understand, the SEC, which handles this type of stuff, the SEC only cares about making sure that the people that did it are brought to justice. They don't care about the company. They don't care about the actual business. They care about the individual getting taken care of. The SEC is not in the business of destroying businesses. They are in the business of stopping people from doing illegal stuff in the stock market.
There was, of course, a portion of the IWC that believed that this is probably the end of Vince McMahon and that the end of Vince McMahon is the end of WWE. First off, I hate to tell you this. Some of you are grown-ass people. I hate to tell you, you're stupid.
Right.
This company chugs along.
Here's the news came out shortly after that Vince McMahon has been removed by the board and temporarily.
He was asked to step down.
He was asked to step down, which
yes.
he did because obviously Vince is listening to his lawyer, something Tony needs to do by get one anyway. But here's the deal.
I don't think
Stephanie
he still would
McMahon
listen.
is now the interim CEO of WWE. Her husband Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque is still the acting COO.
Yeah.
Nick Khan, I believe I've heard somewhere he's also possibly going to be brought up in the investigation of insider trading. But Nick Khan is still an executive. But the CEO, which was his title, is no longer currently his. That is Stephanie McMahon's. Nick Khan is still on the board. But basically, from all the research that we've done, Stephanie McMahon has also put out a statement saying that she is willing to take this on. She's going to make sure that everything runs smoothly. Vince is still in his creative role. Which I know Jesse was kind of hoping was going to change a little bit, but
no. I said even though he's gonna step down.
You just don't want funky love around him. That's all you want. That's all you don't want.
The two ass kissers are almost gone.
True.
Well, one's gone on surgery. The other one, yeah,
He can stay home and retire.
he's gone. I mean,
but the thing about it is, basically, folks, it is not a death blow. The WWE will be just fine. They will survive. What'll happen is the stock will take a bit of a plunge. Vince is not the principal owner. That's Stephanie anyway. She's now the head of the board. Also, by the way, I want to point something out, like just said earlier, to grown-ass people. I'm sorry, this is 2022. She's the most powerful female executive in the world right now. You don't think sponsors are going to line up to fucking sign with these people?
Right.
She's the most powerful female, arguably, in the world of business right now, except for anyone at like Apple or fucking Microsoft.
Right.
This woman controls a multi-billion-dollar entertainment company that she is the fucking head of right now.
Right.
Any and all decisions go through her.
Right.
So, and the day-to-day operation person is Paul Levesque, who's got nothing on him.
Right.
There's nothing.
Right.
Zero. Also, all the evidence is kind of pointing to, I'm sure Stephanie knew because this is 3 months in the making, but she's in a lot of ways clean because the board had no problem giving her the position. So Stephanie, although it looks sketchy why she walked away now, she's still clean within the allegations. So WWE, in my opinion, has never been arguably better in the boardroom right now.
Probably.
Which I think is a very weird thing for people to hear, but at the end of the day, no, WWE will be fine. We have more allegations to come. And again, nothing of this is really criminal outside of the insider trading. Vince doing the improper use of funds, that's the board to decide what they want to do.
Correct.
yeah.
That has nothing to do with the SEC. The Wall Street Journal just reported it because the Wall Street Journal is a business newspaper. So they're going to report that. But at the end of the day, the board of directors is going to decide what happens to Vince. And again, folks, if John Laurinaitis survives this, he's got pictures on somebody. If John Laurinaitis lives, he's got pictures on somebody.
It's red wedding time for Mr. People power.
I also want to bring this up because this is something that I think people need to really understand. Folks, Jesse reported it. Different states, they moved. Vince and Linda, in my opinion, probably have not been together for at least 5 to 10 years.
At least a decade.
I'm with the way Vince is and his.
Well, it's not only that. Okay.
His
so,
lifestyle.
So my
I wouldn't doubt
mom
it.
and my uncle, her brother, they have, my grandma and grandpa are both still alive, 93, 94. They are both still married, but one has lived in Arizona for 30 years, one's lived here. It doesn't bother them. They're still legally married on paper. It doesn't make any sense at their age to divorce anyway. And, no one's been improper with them, but the fact is that that's how they've lived their lives for 30 years. That era kind of does that. It's not that big of a deal. So here's the deal. If you think Linda's got a problem, like Jesse said, Linda's probably been down in Florida, or Vince has probably been in Florida, and Linda's been wherever. forever. Plus for her, if she wants to continue a political career, it looks better to be married because for some reason voters care about that. I don't know why that is, but it is.
Because she's a conservative.
Exactly.
Well, the former administration, she was in Washington D.C.
Right, exactly.
Years, so.
But that's my thing is that if you think Linda look, here's the deal. Stephanie probably doesn't care behind the scenes, other than the money laundering thing that happened. That's probably it. So you know what's weird?
Can you believe Nia Jax was right?
A little bit.
So for those who don't know, Nia Jax alluded to this whole situation at least 2 months before she was cut.
Yeah. And that was the same interview where she got mad about Roman nixing the table spot.
Right.
That was the same interview.
And in some of the same tweets.
Yep.
And it's kind of weird that Nia Jax, of all people, was right about something.
Right. But I just want to point...
none of this stuff shocks me or surprises me.
To quote the internet, people asking wrestling fans, can you believe this? Anyone who's watched wrestling since 1998. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kinda.
And then
the most least shocking news of the week was this, but it was the biggest news to the rest of the world.
And another thing that was brought up, and I listened to and I heard about it too, was like everybody asking, why not Shane? Simply,
well, Shane walked away for the most part.
Shane hasn't been there. Stephanie has been there.
Right.
So logically, Stephanie is the correct choice.
The only thing that
Shane.
can make this news better in the world of wrestling, because we're finally being entertained by real shit, is if Jesse just gets Bruce Pritchard some pictures somewhere of him with a dog. That's the thing Jesse can hope for at this point.
Damn,
that's the only thing that will make Jesse happier right now.
Does it have to be a dog? I like dogs. Could be something else.
Whatever.
A donkey or something.
Bruce's skeletons need to come out and Jesse be happier than a clam right now.
I just want to know that he may have actually kissed a horse's ass.
Oh, he probably did.
And then I can move on with my life because then I know he's not coming back to pro
wrestling. Yeah, and I think with all this is a way if Vince wants to step back and not do anything. This is kind of a perfect scenario.
What's also really funny to me
for him
and we'll
to kind of be away
the
from
show
it, so.
was really good. And,
SmackDown, yeah.
And it had a moment that honestly I'll admit I was wrong for on the internet. Jesse probably knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But folks, I want to be very clear. That was the most genius goddamn thing Vince McMahon may have ever done in his career. He walked out, he pandered, he left.
Yeah,
because Vince McMahon to the WWE audience is still God. It doesn't matter.
Right.
He was in no way going to be hurt by this. And you want to know why, Jesse? Because all the people that were singing the song, including the females in Minneapolis, they know that none of this is actually criminal. It's just not a good look.
I was gonna say, I mean,
it's a bad business decision, but it's not criminal.
Yeah. By the way,
someone said that he's going to jail. I'm like, for what? He didn't do anything.
No,
he could essentially bang the younger female. I mean, it is what it is.
Whatever,
The problem is when you use company money to do it.
Yeah. Which again is all internal.
Right.
The SEC doesn't even care about that.
Right.
The SEC cares about Kevin Dunn. They don't care about what Vince did.
Because he's a big buck-toothed fucking idiot.
Well,
what a great fucking day it was.
It was a good day.
Because,
I
thank God we're 18 minutes in there.
Right. Sorry, I had to get it out.
I've already used one.
I had to get it off my chest.
Yeah,
because,
no, I've already used one.
People think this will take Vince down, and maybe it'll make Vince kind of step away completely at some point because maybe the board will just, pressure him so much that he's just like, okay, I guess this is it.
Yeah. He'll still hold his stock.
But
it's just
he'll still hold the stock.
Quiet way of
in 1
retiring.
month in WWE. See, people need to think about this.
Yep.
In 1 month,
yep.
Bruce Pritchard.
Yep.
Because I don't think he's coming back because they hired Jeff Jarrett, and we didn't even have that on the docket.
True.
Bruce Pritchard.
That happened a while ago.
That was earlier this month.
Nick Khan hired him.
Yeah, Nick Khan hired him.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, his official title before you go on is in charge of live events.
That'll change now.
But that like you said,
that'll be good.
But remember, Jim Cornette said it one time. The titles in WWE are going to change 30 times.
Bruce
Everyone does the
Pritchard's
same job.
John Laurinaitis and the bucktooth bitch almost gone.
Yep.
That's a great day. But in some good places, you got or Stephanie finally kind of taking her daddy's role.
Yep.
Which she's great in the corporate office. She really is.
I just think that the roles that she took over were not what her specialty is.
But I thought she was great at them. Certain people, and I think certain people are John Laurinaitis trying to run her out of those roles was ridiculous.
You think?
And guess what, buddy? You lost.
Yeah. You can't beat you're not family. You might be a Bella, but you ain't actually a McMahon.
And maybe
No,
he
that's
almost
true.
won that battle, but she knew this was coming down the pipe. So.
Yep.
You got Triple H now, who has to feel great because, in the sense,
The picture that I love is Stephanie. Hunter, what can I do for you? You don't damn well what I want. It's
Old
just the
school
NXT.
NXT.
It's just the old school
Just
NXT.
black and gold. Yeah.
Which, by the way, could happen.
it's very well possible.
Although Hunter has said numerous times, and I think he's serious because Hunter has no reason to lie. I think he thinks NXT 2.0 is a good brand look. I just think he wants to change some of the booking. Is all I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah. And that's fine.
So he gets some of his power. I think Jeff Jarrett in the production.
Sean is the dark
great.
horse. Sean's the dark horse.
Sean more involved is great.
Everything he's doing down in NXT.
He's
For Sean.
Is
Oh
he
my
still
God.
writing NXT UK?
I think so.
Not as much.
Not
no.
as much? Okay.
Not as much.
Well, he's down in.
Who's in
2.0.
charge of NXT UK? Do you is there any idea right
Oh,
now?
We'd
man.
have to look that up.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Whoever's
yeah.
doing it is doing an awesome job.
But outside of those four things,
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost rid of the Three Stooges. It's great.
Yeah.
What a good day.
But here's
We're getting rid of Larry Moe and Curly, so it's all right.
Okay. So Larry Moe Curly, we know. Okay, so we know Laurinaitis is out. It's just a matter of when.
It's a matter of time.
He's cashing whatever paycheck he has got left.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Dunn, in my opinion, will have to be a fall guy at some point.
Because, dude, you can't. when
He's
you
doing
didn't
a federal crime there. He's done.
So here's the thing. Well, it's even worse than that. Because even if he doesn't go to prison for it,
They're gonna fire him.
the SEC has two. I'm going through all the evidence that they have on him.
Forget the paper trail. All you have to say is Kevin Dunn talked to Vince more than his own family. SEC's got like,
You're done.
we're done.
He's done.
We're done. Good night,
So
everybody.
the board's going to move him.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the fact, Bruce Pritchard goes to have surgery, and Nick Khan hires
Jeff Jarrett,
Jeff Jarrett.
of all people.
All I'm saying, it's a good day. It's a new day.
And you know what?
Even better than that, Big E the same week was able to take off his neck brace.
Which
It is a
reportedly
new
he does not
day.
need anymore.
Right.
Reportedly he threw that in the trash.
It is a new day.
We don't
Yes,
know
it
anything
is.
in terms of the actual healing. All we know
Sure.
is that he's freely able to move the neck.
Yes.
Doctors will probably be reevaluating within a week.
Yeah.
Normally, those situations like the braces come off.
Right.
You reevaluate within a week.
Right.
And then see where everything's at.
Right.
But so far that seems all good news. We got a couple of rough stuff to get through here. Jesse, what are we gonna do with Jeff? That's how I'm gonna start it. What else can be said? And by the way, WWE, they do get an apology here because
They deserve one.
because here's the deal. They offered rehab, and okay, those test results might have come back clean, but they were clean at that point.
Right.
What did they know? What had happened before that incident that
Right.
made them just offer? Because here's the deal. Since Vince is still in creative, he still holds all that power.
Right.
Vince knows Jeff
Right.
because he knows addicts. He
Right.
knows these guys.
Right.
It's not even if they're an addict but if they've worked well for you for years,
Right.
you're not just going to immediately offer something like rehab.
Right.
Jeff clearly had problems that WWE was hoarding or in somewhere before the
Or maybe
incident.
they knew about.
Yeah.
And maybe he didn't want that to come out.
By the way, the video still confuses me because according to the reports, he was arrested at 12:30 a.m., but the video that keeps popping up, it's like 12:30 in the
I'm
afternoon.
about to say the reports were clearly wrong, and people need to edit their stories on that.
So it's a typo. Okay, yeah.
Clearly they maybe meant in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, clearly this is in the afternoon.
The sun's as high as it can be.
By
in
the way,
Florida.
it looks even worse on Jet that you're that drunk at 12:30 in the afternoon.
At
Yeah,
12:30 in the
it's-
morning, I kind of get it.
Right.
But like, dude, I have buddies who are day drinkers. They ain't that drunk by 12:30. But no. Before we get to
It's
the
just
Jeff
horrible.
thing, we have to apologize. Like you said, Jesse, WWE does deserve a little something here because they tried to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And Jeff's family, and again, I'm not here to rip on Rebby and Matt.
Right.
But Matt, you know your brother at this point, okay? He's older. He's still doing the same shit he was doing in his 20s. I agree with Jim Cornette. He doesn't need to do that anymore because he's a big enough star.
Right.
Again, you do that shit to get noticed, and then when you get noticed, you stop doing it.
Right.
Because people know you're a star. They know you can really work. You can do it. It's just WWE tried, Jesse. That's what we have to give them credit
Right.
for.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to hear people say, well, look at the greatness of Tony Khan. Tony's doing what he should.
Okay,
Vince offered
Tony
help.
Go ahead.
didn't
Leroy.
do shit. Tony put out a statement because the people that own his fucking company
Yeah.
were the ones
Warner
that said,
Media made him do that.
yeah, Warner made him do it. It
If
wasn't
Warner-
Tony doing this shit.
If
you
Warner doesn't
fuckhead.
say you're doing this, he's probably in that match. I'm sorry. I actually believe
See,
that of Tony Khan.
If Tony Khan was a good
He worked with fucking Jimmy Havoc for
businessman,
an extra 2 weeks.
I know.
if he was a good businessman, he would have put out a statement before they told him to do
The statement
it.
didn't make sense either. We have re-established contact with Jeff. What? Were you in
What?
contact when he was? Were you on the phone with him? Is he being arrested? What the fuck?
To be fair, David Zaslav has a lot to clean up at Warner Brothers if you know the movie business right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What do you do with the guy?
the video was just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
because it's just a damning piece of evidence, and you're like, dude, I don't know what you do with him besides what they did do, and that's like, hey, well, until you go get help, you can't come back.
But my point is this, Jesse. It's not Jeff that has to atone for anything anymore, and I'm serious. Jeff is an addict. Jeff has kind of admitted all of his shit for a long time.
Right.
It's time that everyone else comes to the front. And Matt, I'm sorry this involves you because this happens too much for you to live literally next door to the guy. You're on the same
Yeah.
damn property.
Right.
This needs to come to a head that people need to understand that if Jeff Hardy is going to continue to be a public persona, he needs to have a watch virtually 24/7. And I don't care if people don't like to hear that. I love Jeff Hardy with all my heart. I do. Jeff Hardy is my guy in wrestling. I love
Yeah.
Jeff.
Drink at home.
But the thing about it is that well, that's my point.
Not even that. Honest to
Was
God,
it a rental? Why was he in the car? Who the hell was with him?
Here, I want to pause you for a second, and me and Leroy for a second, because here's the problem. He left home that way.
Yeah.
This was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Dude, just stay home.
Wasn't
one
it
would've
in
cared.
Florida? I read it was in Florida.
Maybe it was in Florida.
he was coming from Florida trying to go to North, and when
I think he was trying to make it
he
to
was-
an AEW show or something.
he was trying to go
He was
somewhere
actually,
else,
from
but
what I
he
heard,
was
on his way
confused.
home to North Carolina from an event he had done Sunday night with
Okay.
Matt and Devon. Because remember, Matt posted a picture of him, Devon, and Jeff from an event
Right.
in
That's right.
Florida.
That's right. So I mean, here's the thing. Just wait till you get home, buddy. It's a 10-hour drive.
Yeah.
You will make it. Just wait till you get home, buddy. Have your drink.
I have 16
whatever.
days worth of music on my iPod. I can make it 10 hours. I have no problem. I have zero
It's just-
problem.
I do not understand why this is a thing with him. Why would you get in? I would have
But
fired him. I think you would have just had to fire him if you're.
But
Tony
Jesse,
Khan.
Jesse, again, I'm not trying to be the voice of like a holier than thou person. Jeff can't help himself. That's
Right.
what I'm trying to get through to people.
Right.
Stop admitting that. Stop denying your brother has a problem. Stop denying that the uncle of your kids has a problem. Stop denying that your son has a. Not that his dad's ever
like I
denied
said,
it, but
I just the big thing from the Jeff situation that came to me overall, and hopefully he does get the help he needs.
yeah, that's what we really want out of this. Because luckily nobody was hurt.
But to the IWC world,
Yeah,
everyone now owes Vince an apology.
they do.
Because
Yes.
I don't think he takes it that far if he didn't know of previous situations. And then,
But that's what I said at
and,
the
and
top.
yes, maybe they
what
just
did they hide?
assumed.
What did they hide?
Right. There had to be some stuff before, and then when that match happened and he left, maybe there was an assumption that something happened because Vince and those guys aren't at the live events like that.
Right.
So when shit like that comes out, they have to address it when they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope the guy gets help.
Yes.
But two, the IWC and guys like Matt Hardy and stuff like that.
Rebby too, because Rebby was not.
Right.
Helpful.
You owe Vince McMahon an apology.
He
because
tried.
Clearly, he was trying to help him.
Yeah.
Well,
Clearly, he was just like, "Hey, just go get the help. We'll pay the rehab."
Yeah.
Because remember, their whole plan was.
Oh, I saw somebody. No, I have to stop you right there. So I saw someone say on fucking Facebook, and this again, your name is irrelevant to me because what you said was complete bullshit. Hats off to Tony for paying for it. Vince has been paying for wrestlers to go to rehab for years,
Right.
and now you want to. fucking sit there and say, Tony, hey, Tony, it's your first
Has
one.
he-
Good job. Shut up.
Has he said he was going to pay for it?
Tony?
He'll probably pay for it.
Tony said in the statement, we will assist Jeff financially in getting the help that he needs.
Right, yeah.
But my biggest thing is that Vince McMahon already offered to pay for it. He helped with Moxley.
Well,
Yes.
he already paid for Jeff in the past to go to rehab. So I mean,
Well, see, this is the only thing that's interesting about this, and I don't know it from my own personal experience, but I know it because I don't have that problem, but I know friends,
Sure.
and I
Yeah,
have a girlfriend that has addiction
We all have
problems,
friends that have been through it.
and it's something that is with you for life, and it's one of the hardest things to deal with.
But the thing about
I mean,
it,
I'm a former drunk, so I can tell you,
Yeah.
And
it is a tough thing to live with.
it's
But
tough.
it's one of those things where, and now I didn't have to go through AA and none of that. I was able to kind of do it on my own.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where if someone is going to offer you the help, sometimes you have to look within yourself and go, you know what, people actually give a shit about me. Let me go fight this. Let me
But-
go fight this demon.
But
And it's
again,
that-
from
it
everything we
helps.
know, not to interrupt you, Leroy, I apologize. But this is the point that I'm trying to make, that I want to make clear. We all know the addicts 9 times out of 10 are not going to help themselves. We just know that. That's fucking fact. That's why the people around Jeff need to finally come to the front and understand something. You guys have to start admitting there's a problem.
Right.
Because the fact of the matter is, Jesse,
Also,
I haven't, as far as I know, I haven't heard Rebby or Matt Hardy tweet out anything that says we're going to get Jeff help. It's all been trying to avoid their involvement in it.
And that's
Matt has
Well,
now.
Yeah.
Because he didn't like the way Bill DeMott kind of was just like. So somebody asked the question like, dude, wait, if he was getting ready to drive home, where was Matt? And then Bill DeMott was like, that is a good question. Like, your brother has these issues. Now, of course, Matt wasn't there because Matt was doing something else at the
Right,
time.
yeah.
So I understand Matt's being upset at that, but it was also like, it seemed like it was a point of clarity to Matt, fans going like, wait a minute, you guys are all with Devon together. Where the hell were you?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just make sure, like, hey, you're not driving, I'll get you home.
You don't. Oh, okay, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, as my mother has told me about my little brother. Not that my little brother has any problems,
Right.
but from my parent to me and to Matt as well, you don't have to quote be your brother's keeper. You have your own life.
Right.
But like you said, Jesse, we've known this for 25 years.
Right.
There's enough evidence. Call someone. Get him an Uber. Get him a driver.
As we try to transition to something happy, I'll say this about Jeff. He's also a father, so I hope
He's got the Hardy girls.
he gets the help. And speaking of Father's Day, happy Father's Day to all the fathers, including our own resident father,
Leroy.
Mr.
thank
Leroy.
you, thank you.
As you guys might have heard, and you're gonna hear, the two beautiful babies,
Yep.
kind of not getting
Well-
along completely on this day of
And
fathers.
and you know how I started out this day?
How's that?
I was laying in bed before I got up for
Mm-hmm.
church and everything, and my phone went off with a message. And I get the message, I look and see what it is. It's a text message from my oldest girl
Aw.
wishing me a happy Father's Day. Love you, Alice. I'm so happy. And I got to see her, and I said, thank you so much for that.
That's
fantastic.
awesome.
That was a way to start my day. It
Um,
makes me so proud to be a dad.
Right.
Jesse, it was not at Slammiversary, but we have the Slammiversary
It's
coming
there.
up.
No, yeah.
Jesse, something happened in the middle of the ring with the best bout machine in Impact and your boy Ishii. There was a moment. Do you want Jesse? How bad do you want this?
I want this to happen. Is it going to happen? Is the question. But I want this to. To me, it's actually amazing because the partnership with Impact has worked out way better.
Well,
for New Japan.
Well, we're about to talk about that a little later because people have to answer me how hockey beats NBA and American television. We'll talk about that in a second. But back to this,
because
Ishii's pretty long in the tooth.
I mean, Ishii's definitely older. Let's not get it twisted. But Ishii can still go.
Right.
Ishii was never a high flyer.
But
or
I heard
anything like
reports
that.
that this might be his last G1.
Well, I've heard rumors this was going to be his last run in New Japan.
Okay.
And probably by next summer he's going to call it a career.
Okay.
I think he's looking at maybe working backstage with them and stuff like that. But I get it. recently the man has had so many like rib and eye injuries. You're almost just like, maybe it's time.
The strong style catches up with you at some point.
Well, it's just like any athlete when they start to suffer more and more injuries as they get older, almost like a LeBron James.
Yeah.
And hell, even Tom Brady recently admitted, like, I had so many injuries last year. It was the first time I went, maybe I got a year left. Like, you're like my heart and my head thought I can keep doing this forever.
Yeah.
But my body's like, yeah, no, time's ticking. Like we got to hurry this up.
I don't care what workout routine you think you've got. Bones get brittle. You can't make them.
We get
much
old.
better. Yeah,
that's what happens. We get old.
Father Time is undefeated. End of that statement.
But yeah, Impact Slammaversity was a really good pay-per-view. I got to catch it on the rebound.
Okay.
I tell people, get the Impact app. It only costs you $10.
Yeah.
And I get it. All the apps in the world, and it's getting higher than you would pay for cable. I get it.
Right.
But Impact is doing great pro wrestling. They
great.
really are.
Yeah.
I get the chance to watch the replays every Thursday.
Sorry, the
at
video.
midnight.
Oh, I said wasn't a Slammiversary. I apologize. Yeah.
No, it's fine. But I watched the Impact shows, which by God, somebody get them on national TV again. 150,000 is just not enough people watching Impact on a Thursday.
But if you can do 150,000 on just Access,
right,
I mean,
which is because it shows like they're doing great stuff, so people keep coming back.
Yeah.
And it does grow a little bit, but literally no one has access to Access TV.
Yeah.
Which is why they kind of do the replays after midnight on Thursday. But yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have yet to watch the two wrestling programs on Thursday, three wrestling programs, MLW, WWE UK, and Impact, and not been impressed by the pro wrestling I see for 4.5 hours.
Well, here's a fun little tidbit that goes with Impact, TNA, and NWA because they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Today is the anniversary. 1948, NWA was formed.
Yep.
And also 20 years ago was the first Impact.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the first TNA show. Yeah.
So it's the lovely anniversary or birthdays of both promotions being born on this day.
Impact
It's very interesting.
Almost old enough to get drunk.
Yeah.
It is almost one more year to go.
Yeah, almost. All right. Jesse, do you want to talk about the card, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's go through the
card.
card.
Yeah. Leroy.
Slammiversary?
Yeah,
Yes.
You've got Slammiversary.
All right, yeah. We have. They're saying the pre-show. They're going to have a reverse battle royal.
Which this is
very
actually,
interesting.
This is actually one of the few things from the early days of TNA that I kind of liked was the reverse battle royal. The reverse ladder match was weird. I don't know what that was.
Do you want to explain the reverse battle
So the
royal
reverse
for people
battle
so
royal
people
basically
understand?
is they have to battle to get into the ring.
Yeah.
Because some people don't know what this is,
Yeah,
so it's good to explain it.
So they're going to all start outside the ring. It'll basically be this huge-ass brawl.
Yep.
And I think it's like first person in the ring wins the match. Listen.
The first person in, I think, qualifies to then have the
Right.
part of the match.
Right.
It's a two-part
So
match.
it's a two-part match.
Yeah, it's a two-part match.
But it's really innovative. Because we all know about the Battle Royal format, the Royal Rumble format.
Oddly enough, a Vince Russo type idea, but again, Vince Russo can come up with 1,000 ideas. You just have to make them work.
Even a horse's ass can be right
Twice a day.
Yep.
Yep.
So
I think they fight to get in, and then when they get in,
It becomes
they
an
get
actual
thrown
match.
out.
It
It becomes a battle royal, then get thrown out. So.
Then it's a regular match.
Because basically, there's not going to be entrances to go in and out. They're all going to already be out there. It'll almost look like a lumberjack match at first.
Yeah,
Except
exactly.
no one will be in the ring.
And
it's going to be a very fun.
And they have not put any other participants to be determined right then for that. And they're doing for possibly the pre-show is also the single match. Rick Swan, the champion of the Impact Digital Media Champion, going against Brian Myers for that title.
Which will be great. By the way, I mean, for two guys that were the Edgeheads.
Yep.
One was the guy who went on a 100-match losing streak.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, Zack Ryder was getting love in WWE. He was a former Intercontinental Champion, U.S. Champion. Like, he was getting love. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
I mean, how proud these two have to be of themselves. And listen, as Matt Cardona said, he's like, Vince still hits me up all the time. So he's clearly paying attention to what they do.
And Adam did tell them during his Hall of Fame, just keep working, boys.
Right.
But again, Adam's one of those guys that will probably look at you and say, it didn't have to be here.
Right.
It'll pay off, though, guys.
Yeah,
right.
Eventually.
Now, for Adam, it started to work out after that second surgery. But it's just one of those things. Just keep the grind.
Yep.
Keep the grind. Go out. Cody Rhodes has showed you, like Drew McIntyre showed you, sometimes you got to leave for 5-6 years and go and make a huge name for yourself.
Yeah.
But trust me, that means when they come calling back, your pockets are going to be lined. You're going to look like a main eventer when you come back.
Yeah.
They're going to automatically put you as a star. So,
Yeah.
That match is going to be phenomenal. Rich Swann is really the name I hope to see back in a year or two. Now, I don't think he's going to go back.
Yeah.
He has talked about it.
Yeah.
Because he was interested in going back to bring his wife up there. Mm-hmm. But she's very committed to Impact, which I respect.
Yeah.
Let's go to the rest of the card.
All right, yeah. And this is rest card. It's not going to be the way the order it's going to be in the show. It's just the way they put it on Wikipedia. So don't have problems here. Everybody's going to be doing it.
It's all good.
All right. First one they got, the Impact World Champion is going to be Josh Alexander against Eric Young.
This should be a good match.
This should be a great match.
Eric, when he's presented by Impact, is a much different animal.
He's such a physical wrestler in his day now
Oh, yeah.
that I'm going to enjoy. They're going to bludgeon the shit out of each other.
Oh, they are.
I'll be honest. Once again, there's a 50-50 shot Josh Alexander loses the title here.
Okay.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think Eric Young could do it for a while.
Oh,
he's a legend in that company.
In
Oh,
Impact,
yeah, yes. All right. Then
oddly
we
enough,
got
a guy who just took a bunch of stupid gimmicks and nobody seems to remember them because he's such a star now.
He made it work.
Yeah.
he was fun back when he was doing that. I enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm sure. I've actually heard many interviews. ODB said it was some of the most fun she ever had in wrestling was working with Eric.
And really, as Paul said, when he got released, he said sometimes there is a beauty in the tragedy of when things are missed. And I think basically what he was getting at when it came to Eric Young was, I thought I put him in the perfect position to succeed.
Yeah.
Because I mean that faction was really good.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out here. But basically I have a feeling he's gonna make the naysayers eat their words again, and he is.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, then we have the Ultimate X match for the X Division Championship. We have our champion Ace Austin against Kenny King, Mike Bailey, Tri Miguel, Jack Evans, and Alex Zane.
Nice to see Jack kind of land on his feet after the whole AEW thing didn't work out. Jack's a great performer.
Jack Miguel.
Jack Evans.
No.
Trey Miguel.
Trey Miguel.
Oh, Jack Evans.
Jack
yeah,
Evans.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
There we go.
So much pro wrestling.
Yeah.
It slipped my mind.
There's
He was
a lot
part
of-
this.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about
I
the
know.
X Division. Here's about the X Division. You don't make it to a pay-per-view X Division match unless you know what you're doing.
Bro,
This
I've
is
been
gonna be
watching
good.
Enzo on MLW and enjoying Enzo Amore. Like, I mean, that says all you need to know about
There
pro
you go.
wrestling in 2022.
Exactly. This is, look. I always say this about every Ultimate X match. Just watch it.
Oh, comment, they're
I
awesome.
mean, these guys are workhorses. And so what I've always loved that TNA does was put our workhorses in the best possible situation, give them like 40 minutes, and just let them go put on a show.
Yeah.
Because they'll do it.
Did you see what somebody suggested Eric for DPW to do an X match like that?
We'll
I'm like,
see if that room can
Oh
handle
my
that.
God.
We'll see what happens.
that'd be nuts.
to requote
Having-
a movie, we might need a bigger space.
And to be able to construct that.
Leroy,
Oof.
we're gonna need a bigger boat.
We,
Anyway,
we definitely do.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have the Queen of the Mountain match for the Impact Knockout World
Have they
Championship.
ever done this match for the women before?
No, I don't.
Yes.
They have.
They've
okay.
done that. Yeah.
Wait,
Uh,
the Queen of the Mountain. No, sorry.
Queen of the Mountain. No.
I thought it was an X Division style match for the women. I was going to say
No.
yes. They have.
Queen of the Mountain. That's what they have it as.
The King of the Mountain match is basically the reverse ladder match that I was talking about, the people in the penalty box type thing.
Right.
It's a unique concept. Once again, this is the second time that Russo may have had an idea, but again, the performers are the ones who pulled it off, not Russo.
There you go.
Chef Jarrett edited this match enough where it became a TNA stable.
Exactly.
But it's going to be Queen of the Mountain match with one of our favorite gals there, Mickey James, serving as a special guest enforcer.
She does not age.
Oh,
Holy
she is-
crap.
God, she's a beautiful woman.
She just,
I'm-
Jesse, you want to talk about people getting older and injuries, this girl just keeps right on chugging.
I'm a little jealous of her hubby. All right. Let's see here.
22 years, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn.
22 years
As
in
a
pro
female,
wrestling.
in this business.
It's crazy.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. In the match, of course, Tasha Steele, the champ, Chelsea Green, Diana Perazzo, Jordan Grace, and Mia Yim. That's who we got into the match.
Um,
I can
I'm
tell
pulling
you-
for Jordan
I
Grace.
can tell you Mia Yim ain't winning.
No.
I give Mia credit for not following Keith to AEW, but
Yeah.
like Jesse said,
I got a feeling that's where she's going next, though.
she was only there for a few tapings from what I heard.
So, yeah, she basically signed a short-term deal with Impact, and I think it's almost up.
Okay.
I think she should have just stayed at Impact. Like I said, I do believe that the heads and one of my favorite Canadians in the world, Scott D'Amore, want to get Impact back on a larger network.
Mm-hmm.
It's because Access TV you can't reach people like you would like to.
Yeah.
And they are doing great work.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and by the way, for TV, I mean, it's great because Impact tapes everything.
Yeah.
So you literally would get to review the show before you would put it out and be like, "Hey, Scott, we're going to edit this a little bit. Just keep that, And so it would work. But yeah, I was hoping it would be Mia Yim, and then she went off and ran her mouth about her contract. And I was like, well, I guess it's not going to be Mia Yim.
No.
Nope.
So I'm guessing Tasha Steele's my retain.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe
She's great. Tasha's great.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for a girl Jordan to make it again. But,
Listen, the less I say about Jordan, the better my Twitter will be.
you'll still be
Allowed.
on there.
I feel like her husband is now on my ass.
And you don't want that.
Again.
I can't beat him. I know I can't beat him.
Again, list that under things that I find as the least surprising news that I've heard.
That's true.
That Jonathan
All right.
Gresham was eventually going to get on your
All right.
ass.
We have the next one is for the Tag Team Championship Impact. And I watched I don't know if you guys watched that live video. It's the Good Brothers against the Briscoes. And the Good Brothers did one bad thing. They went to the chicken farm. That was not a good idea.
You don't
for
go
them.
to the chicken farm.
You don't go to because you got Daddy there, and he almost kicked your ass.
You don't go to the chicken farm.
And the boys almost kicked your ass.
You don't go to the chicken farm.
Did you watch that video?
Oh, I watched it.
That was fun when they come with a pickup truck and was it a big old pole that they tried to smack him with?
Yeah.
That was funny as hell.
It is criminal. And like I said, I love Impact.
Yeah.
It is fucking criminal that the Briscoes aren't on a larger TV scale.
Yeah.
They're entertaining.
All right.
They're
I love
great,
the
They're a
boys.
great tag team. I'm like, dude, I don't know how WWE didn't go watch the stuff and just go, yeah, throw these boys $1 million each. Fuck, they're entertaining. Even if they're not tag champs. Think about it. Them with Drew McIntyre against
Well,
the
how
Bloodline.
how long have the Briscoes been in wrestling to the point where they've had such long reigns of not being champions?
Right.
But you're still talking about the Briscoes.
I think they've been in the business since '99.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're great.
Yep.
By the way, the baby's good. He actually posted that photo recently.
I did.
Yep.
Oh,
That's great
Yep.
news.
That's the best news. Yep.
Yeah, the segment was funny as shit though.
Oh,
my God.
God. Their father, how that guy hasn't been offered to do anything entertaining wise is beyond me. I know he's about the family and about the farm.
Right.
But like the boys couldn't watch the farm for a week while he goes film something.
they could.
I would pay to see that.
Oh God.
I
that'd be
would pay to
awesome.
see
Yeah,
that.
Papa Briscoe is great.
Gotta love Papa.
Papa
love
Briscoe.
Papa.
All right.
Happy Father's Day, Papa
Happy
Briscoe.
Father's Day, Papa.
Oh yes. To all the Briscoes. All right. So now we got a 10-man tag match. This is interesting.
Yep.
It's the Impact Originals
Yep.
against the Honor No More. Impact Original. Alex Shelley,
Yep.
Chris Sabin, Frankie Kazarian,
Motor City Machine Guns.
Nick Aldis is
Yep.
coming back, and then they have another person they have not named yet that's
Yep.
going to be part of that, which would be interesting
Folks,
to see who they pull.
Folks, watch this match because this is how 10-man actually
I
works.
thought it was Matt Morgan, but maybe it wasn't.
They don't. They haven't named any yet.
So Matt Morgan, because Matt Morgan did a
Could
promo
possibly.
and he was talking about this match.
Okay.
And I thought maybe they announced it, but maybe they did.
They have not yet, and
Yeah.
I just printed this out too.
Yep.
The honor and more is Eddie Edwards, Matt Taven,
Yep.
Mike Bennett, and PCU and Vincent.
PCO.
PCO.
Yep.
Sorry.
I was about to say, definitely get his name right, because if you think a nut shot from your boy Darren Corbin is bad,
I don't want it.
PCO is
PCO.
another animal.
I very
PCO might rip them. You won't have kids.
well, I don't want any more kids, anyways.
Yeah,
But I still
but
want
you
to.
still wanna
I
be
still
able to
want
use those
Yeah, I
things,
do.
is what I'm
So
saying.
I apologize for the mistake.
And
I
can't-
very much
And
apologize.
unfortunately, PCO is like 6'9", 300 pounds. I can't protect you.
no.
I can barricade, but
Yeah,
I can't.
that's about it. That's
you
about it.
give me time to run to my car.
Yeah, but then Jesse's dead.
I might not die, but I'm going to be very mad at you.
if I can make, I'll come back for you.
Yeah, it doesn't look
I'll-
like. Yeah, so I don't think Matt Morgan.
Yeah,
is
nothing.
part
They
of
haven't
that.
finalized
But
anything.
but Jesse, as I was saying earlier, to the AEW fans, watch this because this is how a 10-man match will actually
Yes.
supposed to be used.
Yeah,
They do good multi-man matches in Impact.
because they actually
Oh, yeah.
tag, and they don't just go for high spots, and they make a story out of it. So, yeah.
This is
Well,
how
this- I mean-
this is how a 10-man is supposed to be done, and
Just-
guess what? It hasn't happened yet.
Just the two teams right there gives you a story. Impact Originals.
Right? Yeah.
That gives you a story right there.
By
to
the way,
start.
awesome to see Nick Aldis come back to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also making an appearance will be Jesse's favorite douchebag, Dixie Carter.
Yeah. Oh,
What?
God, yeah.
She has been announced for Slammiversary.
She'll
Oh
be
my
at Slammiversary, and me and AJ Styles literally almost put guns in our mouths. Why? Listen, I know her and Scott D'Amore still have a good relationship.
Yeah.
And you don't want to erase that kind of history. But there's a reason you're not going to see Vince McMahon bring back a Vince Russo.
Nah.
There's just there's some things you can just leave in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all
Stuff
right.
stuff that can just be left in the ether
Well,
of
they
wrestling.
they could put her in this next match. The Monster Ball match with Sami Callihan and Moose. Just have her.
it could be a triple threat.
She'd
Yeah.
be cannon fodder.
And
Yeah.
then Sammy
Basically.
Callahan can
Sa-
pile drive her head right
Sammy
through the
Callahan
fucking mat.
doesn't
There you go.
care what happens to women when it comes to fair wrestling
So
fights.
Moose,
Hey, let's be clear.
Moose a
They
power
are
slammer,
professional wrestlers as well.
Yes, they are. Yes,
and
they
then
are.
he can drill her head in the mat.
That's right.
Yeah, there we
Somebody has to do it.
We've all been waiting for it.
Oh my god! When
so many years.
I swear to you, when they announced it on the show, I rolled my eyes in that crowd literally went, "Oh God!" I thought we were done with this woman.
All right.
Not in wrestling, we're not.
There we go. And then the last match they have on here is for the women's knockouts tag champions with the Influence versus Rosemary and Tyra Valkyrie.
Listen, Rosemary and Taya ain't gonna win, but Rosemary's gonna fuck these girls up.
Yep.
God, she is.
Yep.
Oh yes.
She gonna whip their ass.
She
Love
gonna
us
whip
some
their
Rosemary.
ass. She might not win the match, but I feel bad for these girls because they're gonna get their ass whooped.
Hey, yeah.
Rosemary is 40 years. I think 40 years old now.
Is that what Rosemary is?
Let me
Is she?
double check.
Yeah, double check
You
there.
wouldn't know it.
No, definitely.
And I have not seen like 1 ounce of slowdown from her. Like,
No.
No.
By the way, also a good Canadian kid is Rosemary.
Yep.
So I think
38. so
38.
close.
38. Okay.
Think-
I just remember we share a birth. I think we share a birthday month.
A birthday
but
month,
yeah, almost 40 and has not missed a beat.
No.
It's insane.
Yep.
I think this starts at what 7:00 tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe the 19th,
Mm-hmm.
Juneteenth, as we can say too, because that's another lovely thing too.
Yep.
Gotta love it.
Yep.
We celebrate
You
with
know,
everybody.
And I know people won't get to hear this until tomorrow, so I might promote it tonight.
Mhm.
I might watch this live. I might.
You do?
uh,
Okay.
Okay.
I still have my buddy's password and stuff, and as long as I kind of edit it and out, I think people might want to come join me on Twitch. I think I might watch this live. Because I think everyone should see Impact.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of wrestling kind of.
Well, since this will come out tomorrow anyway, if you do this, just upload it to our.
Oh yeah, no.
Just upload it to YouTube.
Like, I'll probably start promoting it around like 5 o'clock our time. But
no, what I'm saying is that if you do it,
yeah,
I would still upload it to YouTube, and I would tell people,
sure,
to go check the replay on our
right,
YouTube.
Right, sure. Yeah, because I really, guys, I really think more people should be watching Impact. It's really so good, and if I can kind of help to promote them in any way, I'm gonna do it because I think they're a great company.
Yeah. All right. Now it is also, folks, if you are wrestling fans, which why are you listening to this if you're not? Although even if you're not and you're just listening to our lovely voices, we thank you. We
are entertaining. We are entertaining.
Zac Efron will be entering the world of wrestling. Zac Efron has been confirmed for a biopic on the Von Erichs.
I think this could be pretty good. I think this.
And I think they have the Iron Claw. I think that's what they have. The initial title for the production right now.
Yep. Looking forward to it. But Zach, just FYI, if you think people in the mainstream are critical for you for working Disney, you mess up a wrestling biopic.
We'll choke slam your ass.
We gonna have some words.
Yeah.
Zach.
So it's called the Iron Claw.
Yep.
I'm kind of grabbing some information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Quick
Yeah.
about
No.
it.
Yeah. No. But by all means.
Of course, it will star Zac Efron. They haven't named his what will be kind of his co-leads, his co-stars.
Yep.
Because the whole story is they're going to try to tell the story from their rise and their prominence to the last remaining living brothers' days now.
The unfortunate tragedy that happened with that.
And I'm trying to see.
In my opinion.
And it sounds like Lacey Von Erich will be in this movie.
Perfect.
And Marshall and Ross will be in it.
Okay.
They do not have a director named.
Okay.
Oh no, Sean Durkin, who directed The Nest.
Okay, perfect.
And then because it is an A24 film, they're gonna put a lot of hard work into this thing. So I got a really good feeling. Now, will it be somewhat Hollywoodized?
Obviously,
of course it will.
Obviously, yes.
But I think A24 is still going to tell a really good, retell a really tragic story.
Yeah.
And I think they'll try to give you some hope at the end.
Well, but like I said, folks, we're the wrestling community. We are the IWC.
Right.
Well,
if it's bad, we'll tell you.
Right.
Well, hope at the end too is happening out in real life right now. Is the last surviving brother, his 2 kids are wrestling.
Yeah.
And they're coming up on a they're doing a match with one of the Samoan dynasties.
Yeah.
And kind of
MLW,
kind of MLW. They're kind of
That's not against Contra, is it?
that might be against Contra.
Is that against Contra?
Because here's the thing.
because it was a rivalry that they had their
Well, 'cause
uncles and their dad
what's
did
the name's
years
a
ago.
Face now. The Jacob Fatu's a face now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
out of Contra.
Yeah.
But
Sorry. Yeah. I forgot about that.
But yeah. By the way, and Lacey's still around. She does like appearances and stuff.
I get to meet her.
Lacey was what's her name's daughter, I think. Youngest daughter. I want to say Carrie. but
And
I could be wrong.
I'm very happy that I got the privilege to actually meet her and get an autograph. She's hot. Oh, she's a beautiful young lady. Damn.
What's also really cool
But
is
she's a sweetheart, too.
That's one of the ones my cousin got to meet that I didn't, and he said it was kind of crazy because he was not expecting. It was after a wrestling convention or something in New York, and a ton of the wrestlers went out for food and stuff. And as he used to do when he was in New York, if he saw them, he would still treat them like normally, like offer them a beer. Hey, loves your career, blah blah blah. Because sometimes it's an easy way to get into a conversation.
Yeah.
And was so revealing about the family and the history and how her feelings about it, and like he was like I started to tear up like. Because my age, Zach's age, my cousin's age, we weren't unfortunately around to see the Von Erichs in their glory. So he's like to hear the story.
It was
from
awesome.
One of the daughters of one of the main brothers was
Tragic.
It breaks your heart.
Yeah.
Like, really breaks your heart. A family that really didn't deserve the tragedy, like a curse that came upon it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
A father, unfortunately, we know the tragedy of a father having to almost bury basically almost all of his sons before he passed on.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I got a great feeling about this
I'm looking
movie.
forward to it. It should be good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Also,
definitely.
last night we had some business to deal with down in the Mexican area, Jesse. We had some big stuff from Triple Mania.
Yeah, from Triple Mania.
Oh, yeah.
Some quick notes. Taya Valkyrie
I will
appeared.
be honest, I didn't get the chance to watch this
Yep.
show.
She appeared, called out Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa has accepted from wherever Thunder Rosa was that night.
Sure.
Hijo del Viquino and Rey Fenix are about to lock up for literally all the goddamn gold in the world, folks.
Yeah.
They are going to go one-on-one for the Latin America title, the Cruiserweight title, and the AAA Mega Championship. I love that Ray still gets love down in his home country because he's not getting it as well in America as he should.
Oh, that's not
because
his fault.
Ray Phoenix is one of the best high flyers, arguably ever.
Oh, of course. There's not really a lot to do there.
Loved watching him in Lucha Underground, man. God, it was
Johnny Caballero was the official name. Replaced Jeff Hardy and then turned on Matt.
Yeah, he turned on Matt. That was funny.
Yep.
That was
great. Johnny Hardy was what he referred to himself as.
The alias list is getting really long.
Is he hiding from something?
He must be trying to hide from the FBI or something.
There's got to be
Because
something.
the alias list is about like 7 pages long.
It is, man.
We
I
would
don't
like
want to
to-
print it out either.
We would like to extend our best wishes to Bandito, who was hurt during the 5-on-5
Unfortunately,
match.
I heard,
He hopes to
yeah.
get back to the ring soon. Folks,
He's young, 27.
yeah,
I think.
folks, I think we all know the results, but it's still very, very scary to think this could happen. Pentagon Jr. lost in the tournament you want to win to
Right.
get out
Yep.
of.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's Pentagon Jr. versus Villano 4 in a mask versus mask match. Now, mind you, this is the Villano from a WCW, so
Yes.
this is probably Pentagon winning and then
Right.
Villano retiring.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, folks, I was worried about the Pentagon was still in this thing. I was a little worried, Jesse.
Yeah, it's
Pentagon Jr. was in this thing for a while.
By the way, what an interesting thing to be asked by one of your heroes to retire them and take off their mask.
Yeah,
for them.
it-
Mexico. That's a really huge
That's a
deal.
big honor.
Ugh.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I don't know. In terms of overall history of wrestling, I think it's worse, but it's probably as equal to Brock beating Taker. It's one of those moments where, like, you really don't want to do this.
No. But, yeah. That'd be awesome.
But Pentagon
I'm
will.
not even going to comment on that whole thing ever again.
Fair enough. Pentagon.
Right.
Pentagon will probably win, and then will immediately leave the ring to give Villano
His
4
moment, yep.
the moment.
Right.
That's going to be very emotional for him,
Right.
obviously, because you kind of hope that it almost never happens. But especially down there when you've lasted as long as him, it's about giving back, and
Right.
sometimes giving back is to sort of realize that by giving this up, the fans in Mexico especially still realize they don't know the other wrestlers.
Right.
And by seeing you, not only will that give them clarity on you for all the years you were in the business, but they'll sit back and realize, oh, we still don't know who Penta is.
This is coming in America in a few years.
There we go.
Triple Mania, yeah.
Oh no! I'm saying a legendary luchador losing their mask for the last time. I am telling you guys,
Yep.
and I hate being right, but I'm going to be right. Vince is going to do, or whoever is running creative at that point, when Ray's ready to retire in a couple years,
Yep.
it's going to happen.
Maybe.
Yep.
I see. I don't know if you guys do you guys watch AGT at all?
Occasionally, I catch
Okay.
it. Terry Crews
Did-
makes it very watchable.
Did you catch
I
us?
watch highlights.
Did you catch us last week? We had a special appearance by a couple young ladies there.
Well, here was
Did
the
you
thing,
watch
though.
that?
Nikki used to host the show, but yes, the
Well,
Bella
she was
Twins,
in the extreme.
Yeah.
So
which
I
made no
watched it.
fucking
I
sense.
was watching it, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then they started doing beating the heck out of each other.
I still think one of the craziest moments that's happened in the last year on American reality shows, and Jesse will probably agree with me on this being a music guy, was that young, lovely 18-year-old girl who sang "Don't Stop Believing" and didn't realize Steve Perry was in the front fucking row of this goddamn American in Idol thing. Can you imagine?
Oh no, it wasn't Steve Perry. It was
Steve Perry. It was Steve Perry.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Steve Perry was in the front row next to her parents, and she never looked at her parents. Right? No. Steve Perry never passed. He just left Journey to try a solo career, and it didn't really work out.
There we go.
But Leroy, let me tell you something. I don't know if I could have.
Oh shit! I guess he's still alive.
There we go. Yeah, he's still alive.
Leroy, I don't know if I could have continued the song if I'd seen him.
No,
the man wrote the fucking thing and sang it.
Yeah, I know.
He's a legend for his time.
It's arguably the most played song in the world, and you just sang it on Classic Rock Night in front of the guy who sang it the first time. Holy crap!
Yeah,
I give the judges credit too. It's like, we probably shouldn't be critiquing this.
But
Steve,
as awesome
Steve,
as
go
that
ahead.
moment was, probably the Bella Twins.
Well, you know,
guys,
it was they were doing a podcast.
Honest, man, they are the Kardashians of pro wrestling.
They really are.
They did a.
I just don't give a shit.
I think they were talking about on a podcast they were going to try to go in there and mess with Simon and do this. They were dressed up so you really couldn't tell who they were.
Yeah.
It was a good moment. Not too hot. Whatever. But it was fun to watch it.
At this point, what bothers me is that, like Jesse said, they're literally just doing whatever to get their name somewhere.
Boring.
It worked.
That's all they're doing.
It was entertaining. They were booed and then they were cheered.
Yeah.
I'd have kept booing.
Hey.
I'd have been the loudest boo. I mean, we would have got free publicity because people were like, who in the hell is this black dude just booing the shit out of them?
And you're wearing one of our shirts, and then, that guy.
I would have been wearing one of their shirts. I'd have worn
one of our shirts.
Band,
and to be fair,
a Daniel Bryan towel.
I'd say you'd be wearing one of our shirts.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Wear one of our shirts.
And to be fair, folks,
Go.
he's a Jets fan. He's not unfamiliar of being taken out of.
Oh no!
Well, that's true. Okay,
Often. I'm a New Yorker.
Exactly.
So right, a passage should be taken out of an arena.
Yes.
As a New Yorker, where they're like, okay, we get it. You don't, no, bro.
Yeah, no.
Like I'm not done yet.
Yeah, no.
I paid good money to boot today.
All right, before
right.
we get to what happened on Friday, we have to do some numbers here. I'm gonna throw some numbers out before we talk about this, boys, because the world needs some context.
Oh yeah.
NBA Finals, 11 million.
Yeah.
Stanley Cup Finals, Game 1, still better, but that's a Minnesota opinion because it was a good game.
That was a fucking good one.
I hate the Avalanche and I hate the Bolts, but whatever.
Did you watch yesterday's game?
That
was a massacre.
I hate them both, but anyway.
That was a massacre.
But anyway, only 4 million. Now,
only 4 million.
Now, no, for Game 1.
Yeah.
But now,
definitely worth
the
it.
number that we all came to see, 178,000. That is the number. That was less on a highly publicized live event that AEW was going to do on national television in their normal time slot. That they had less than the week before, which was not a highly publicized moment.
No.
Do you have the Road Rager results? Can you look? You want to look those up?
Yeah, I just
Jesse, this was not a good look.
Oh, we're getting the AEW, huh?
Yep, because 939,000 2 weeks ago. This past week, 761,000 on a highly publicized show that was highly publicized. And by the way, was highly publicized during the NBA Finals on the TNT network. TBS had the thing running.
Right.
Jesse, they lost big. This was the lowest number they've done at their normal time slot in a long time.
Right.
And it was a highly pay-per-view style night.
Right.
Because as you've said, they're trying to be Western New Japan.
That's basically what they're
which is
trying to
not
do.
working out well.
No.
But, Jesse, before Leroy gets to the results, what was this? Because
also booking matters because
well, thank you.
Because
you'd almost think people would watch more because of the Jeff news.
Well, you thought people would watch more because of New Japan, but you also have to realize, I understand that us, I forget the name, Gaijin fans.
Yes.
We are not as large
No.
as we think we are. Now,
No.
they pack out L.A. with 6,000, which is great.
Yeah.
They do very well when they go to Madison Square Garden, which is great.
Yeah.
Still pretty niche.
Yep.
That means it's still a very niche amount of people that know about New Japan Pro. So if you get this relationship as the second largest wrestling company in America, wouldn't you want to book to make sure that more people learn about these people?
Well, I said that last week, and nobody seems to want to listen to me when it comes to the booking.
And yet, because, by the way, one of the biggest pops of the night was Tanahashi. He didn't even fucking say a word.
No.
By the way, that's when you know you have star power.
It's,
The man didn't say a word. They had one of the
boom.
loudest pops of the night.
yep.
Legend. Absolute legend.
Yes. Well,
So you get New Japan stars. Jay White showed up
The
to
King.
your show.
which, by the way, somebody on the internet got this right. It was not the debut. You decided to debut him in a backstage segment and had him on a match on Friday night. But anyway, go ahead, Jesse.
Booking matters.
Thank you.
You see, when Mickey James was going to be promoted for the Royal Rumble,
They made sure that was out.
they made sure with the deal that they had in place with Impact, we are going to promote every single thing about her, including her whole Impact run,
which they did.
which they did. They kept their
Scott,
word.
Scott was
He
quoted.
was very happy.
He was very happy.
He was he was like, I plan to do more business with them in the future.
and for
WWE
those of you wondering,
loved doing the business.
and for
with
those of you
them.
wondering, okay, it's not okay. For those of you who are saying, well, what's happened since? It has to be the right time.
Right.
Scott still wants to focus on his stuff. He's not going to put his stuff
Right.
to the side because here's the deal. WWE doesn't want that entire roster. They want maybe a couple of people.
Right.
But Scott's going to make sure he takes care of his guys and gals before he goes back in, cuz Mickey obviously is a legend. There's no denying that.
So, like I told people, I think
I got him, Leroy.
the first couple will
I
be...
get two. Yeah, I got him.
The first couple with that deal were going to be legends. We got Mickey James first. I think the next one will be AJ.
Yeah.
I think AJ might go back to Impact for something, and it'll
Not
be fun.
Not if Dixie is in the building.
What? No. And understandably, no. But
Dixie will have to be somewhere far away.
after that, I think you'll start to see some of the current stars all of a sudden
Right, yeah.
pop up every now and then. On
Because
WWE
Moose is a
television.
classic WWE
Yes.
style type person.
Yes.
There we go. All right, we do
So-
have the results.
Hold on.
We're not
Okay.
done. Leroy, we're
This
not
is
done.
why booking matters, though.
Yeah.
Because when you bring people in and you promote their successes and you get the library from that company to put them at a worldwide audience, then all of a sudden, if you do a paper, like if AEW or WWE did a pay-per-view with Impact, I am telling you, they would promote the shit out of every star of theirs that they got.
Yeah.
Because they need that thing to sell. They want that thing to sell.
Yep.
And it's going to do well, which is why Nick Khan, I think, is still trying to get the deal with New Japan, because if he gets Tanahashi into WWE, he's going to be like, dude, I'm going to promote him so much, it's
Before
going to
Jesse
make me
goes-
sick.
Before Jesse, you go on. People have to understand something. If that happens, every single classic WWE fan will know Tanahashi's entire career by the time that match happens.
Right.
They
That's
will
true, yeah.
literally make you tired. Jesse, I know you can never be tired of this man.
Oh, I
but
can never be tired of it.
they will make the WWE audience tired of Tanahashi by the time they get to that match. But go on, Jesse.
If Minoru Suzuki got his shot in WWE all of a sudden through New Japan, you would think he's the baddest motherfucker on the planet next to Brock Lesnar.
and he might.
And he actually might.
And he actually
So,
might.
I
like,
do agree with that.
It's one of those things. Booking and promotion matters. Now you can go to the card.
All
right.
But hold on. Again, but before we get there, this was a big event.
Yep.
And not only did you lose
I
viewership,
gotta be honest, I didn't even realize it was called Road Rager. I thought
Yeah,
it was
it
just
was.
another Dynamite.
which is really
And-
awkward because the Jeff thing was kind of a.
And then-
I'm surprised they kept the name after that. But
and
anyway,
I saw that there was numbers for a reality show, and I don't remember the name of
Real
the
Housewives.
Yeah, that
They
took.
tied Real Housewives.
No,
in
it was better.
in the demo.
It would tie that, and then it was that was the number one show for that night. That's crazy.
I love.
Oh my God.
I love my boy Eric. He's been
Yeah.
on the show a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
times.
we love him.
We
Eric.
love him.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
A 0.28 and a 0.3 is the same fucking thing in the demo. Enough, okay?
Yep.
Just because you got a 0.3 and they got a 0.28 doesn't mean dick.
Right.
Shut up, internet. But anyway,
Yeah,
before we
it
get
was
to
bad.
this card, because this actually was as bad as as the ratings tell, you lost 178,000 on a highly publicized show, folks. This is not going to look good for your renegotiation.
No. They can make more
This is
money.
not going to be good for the renego. This show, Jesse, should have done minimum $1 million.
Yeah.
Should have.
Yeah. I
and,
agree.
And normally
But
when
I
they
will say this.
normally when they do a special
Yeah.
like that, it usually does.
But
Right.
but I will say this. For how bad it actually was, I get why no one watched. But let's get to this shit because
All right.
this was bad.
The first comes out the hair versus hair with Jesse's favorite gentleman, the Wizard, against Ortiz.
William
And-
Regal was on commentary. That was the only good thing about this match.
That's about it.
To make someone like Ortiz look as bad as Jericho did, I was just like, really? Really?
Can we pause for a second?
Okay.
Let's just get to the
Pause.
let's get to the nitty gritty of my issue with this.
Okay.
During the match, you literally saw all the bald spots in the top of Jericho's head.
You did.
Yeah, yeah.
Why didn't he just cut his fucking hair?
Because he doesn't want to.
Why didn't he just lose the match?
Because he's a wizard.
It's not like it fucking matters if he wins or loses the match.
Because
It's
he's Le Champion.
Let's be clear. Wins and losses do not matter in AEW.
they,
Let me tell the fans this one more time. Wins and losses do not matter in AEW. As a matter of fact, they probably matter even less in AEW than they do at WWE. I might make a whole video about it this week.
That'd
didn't
be
make
sense. Check out our YouTube page for that.
Right. It didn't even. You go to YouTube.com, look up 13 Cards Subject to Change. Go subscribe. You know you want to.
Yes.
It did not even make sense as this match is playing out, how it played out.
Also, quick note: is a classic hair versus hair match automatically no DQ? Has that always been a thing?
No.
Okay, so
No.
quick question, because
Well,
again, I had to watch. Well,
I'm
is
trying
it-
to think.
Sometimes they have,
Angle and
sometimes they
Edge-
haven't.
Was Kurt Angle and Edge no DQ?
No, I'm pretty sure that was just a regular match.
I thought it was just a regular match. Now, they did some cheating.
Well, yeah.
But I
That's
think
kinda
that was a
normal.
regular match.
But by the way, in the middle.
By the
of,
way, that was at WrestleMania.
yeah. By
Yeah.
the way, in the middle of the match, there was a bar. There was I don't know. Jericho tried to They tried to get. Okay, you want to get give crap to Seth's whole thing about gouging people's eyes out.
Garbage.
I
That's all right.
don't know.
Well, and then I said towards the end, the Fuego del Sol. Is that how you say that name?
Fuego del Sol.
Fuego del Sol.
Fuego del Sol.
Hit Ortiz with a bat on Ortiz
Yep.
to allow Jericho to get the pin.
Which, by the way, I was barely paying attention because this is one of the matches I didn't care about. I'm pretty sure the referee saw that.
Oh, you're looking for the dustpan? Right up there.
Pretty sure the referee witnessed this happening.
Well, it says that Aubrey was distracted, so she did not see it happen.
What a shot!
What a shot!
I know.
That
And then-
Aubrey Edwards
then
just can't seem to
Ortiz-
figure out what to do during a match.
Ortiz is a man of his words, and I watched the video. He actually cut his own hair. And then, after all that, the Fuego del Sol removed his mask. And God bet, who was it, Zach?
Sammy Guevara is back in the Appreciation Society.
Why?
So this time, Sammy can appreciate Jericho without the leather biker jacket.
I guess he could appreciate Jericho's man tits now. Here's the thing.
Well, they're not as flabby.
This was stupid. This was stupid. Guys, there's a lot of shit I can forgive in pro
Can
wrestling.
someone give me the quarterly? No, I mean, Leroy, stay where you are. But somebody needs to find me the quarterly ratings because this might have killed the night.
Here's the thing.
It was the opening match.
I forgive
Yeah.
a lot of stupidity in pro wrestling because it's pro wrestling.
I just realized, by the way, Leroy's probably looking at a different thing than I am. I'm only going to be seeing positive things because I'm actually on allelitewrestling.com for the results.
Oh, I'm not on that.
Oh, I know. So we're going to compare notes of what they said versus what you said.
Wow.
This.
They
What?
never.
What you literally we all thought the best thing for Sammy was to get him away from Jericho.
You did say a couple weeks ago, though, that maybe Jericho was keeping him from his worst instincts.
and now
Oh, this is AEW staff, so I'll be
and
getting
now
positive.
now he's just back because Sammy can't keep himself out of trouble off screen. This is stupid.
Are we going to bring Ty into this?
Probably.
Yeah, all right.
Probably.
Well, the next going was the
Jericho has officially become the Hulk Hogan of this generation. Congratulations, Chris.
Damn.
Good
Here's
job,
the
buddy.
20-on-1 class action handicap elimination
match.
with
Which
the
apparently I
plaintiffs.
found out you can pin people while they're on their stomach. Hey, hold on. Today we've apologized to Vince. We need to apologize to that former Funkadactyl who tried to pin. We have to apologize.
Because
We
she
have
was
to
doing it right that
apologize to
first
her.
time.
Cameron.
We have to apologize to Cameron, who told the ref to count. The ref said she's not on her back. Well, apparently in AEW, did all the rules that we knew for years.
I completely forgot about that.
Well, it was 20 guys going against Wardlow.
Wardlow beat him,
the plaintiffs.
stacked him, pinned him, and one of them was literally thrown on, and he was laying on top of the guys, and it was considered part of the pin.
Here's the thing.
This was
Doesn't matter though. In a handicap match, only one person has to take the
well,
pin.
and I get that, but I mean, Jesse, really, he pinned 6 guys.
I gotta be honest. I still don't. I had forgotten about that. I still don't think even this was as bad as the Cameron moment.
Well, that's fair.
because she for real thought she was in the right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
like,
did see
when
that,
the ref
yeah.
was like trying to like break kayfabe a little bit, like, dude, she's got to be on her back, and you're staring at him like he's an idiot. Like, no wonder they fired you 2 weeks later. Like, you can't even pro wrestle. I don't know what to do with you.
This was exactly
Even
what it
worse.
should have been
That was, I believe,
on main event.
that was I think that wasn't that a pre-show pay-per-view match? No, that was in my main event. You're right.
Yeah, it was on main event. But this was exactly what it should have been. An absolute clusterfuck.
Yep.
No, he beat a bunch of guys. It was basically a squash match, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right. Well, then we have.
And to quote Excalibur, Wardlow eliminated all plaintiffs and the case was dismissed. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Here's the dumbest part to me about this whole thing, because it wasn't even the match, because it's just your typical squash match. To me.
It was the ending.
Right.
It was the placenta.
What,
There's more to this, Leroy.
bro? I still don't understand how I share a skin color with this man. Will you stop looking like an idiot every week? This is not cool heel tactics.
It's not.
This is not cool. By the way, Mr. Black Belt himself, you're a clown. You're a clown. And then you get the two UFC guys that
Tyron
get involved.
Woodley is a current fighter, but Matt Hughes can barely walk right now. I'm sorry, Matt Hughes is not who he used to be.
No, he's not.
By the way, Tyron Woodley can't call himself a current fighter because he got beat by Jake Paul.
Who's broke, by the way, according to his brother.
Right,
He put all his money in crypto, and now he's broke. Shocking that happened.
I got nothing
Dumbass.
to say to Tyron. That was dumb.
Yeah. And by the way,
But-
Tyron, just admit it. You were paid to throw the fight. We know you were.
You better have been, because you embarrassed your race. You better have been. Sorry, I digress.
We'll talk to Al about that when we get him on the show.
Ooh.
Saw Al recently. Can't wait for his fight.
Yes.
Well, I told him that we'll have him on afterwards.
Facebook.com/Haitian Heat. Make sure you go get your 5 hot sauces or 2 barbecue sauces. Remember,
To get the taste out of your mouth from what just happened.
and remember, you will be updated every step of the way onto when you get it. They produce and make that product right here in the Northland area in northern Minnesota.
And summer is starting like Tuesday.
Right.
Officially.
So
Yeah.
make sure you go to
According to the
Facebook.com/Haitian
calendar.
Heat
Yeah.
and get your heat on today.
And again, it'll take the taste out of whatever this was out of your mouth.
Now let's get to the next piece of shit.
Oh, we're not
Alright.
done. We're not done.
What?
Because what I think is hilarious,
What?
AEW tried to make this Afterbirth come off good.
Oh, no.
They actually tried to put a positive spin on this.
What? When Wardlow
Wardlow, you
power
boys are
bombed
from
Sterling?
St. Louis, right? I know you're
Yeah.
smarter than that to take orders from some rich guy in a skybox. This promo, again, he doesn't need to have a long talking segment. That's not what he's supposed to be.
No.
No,
What
we don't.
was he doing trying to sound smart? That's not you're the strong guy. I don't need you to talk.
Right.
I don't need this.
Right.
You're hurting him. This is bad.
Just come in here. I'm gonna kill you.
Next up was the only 5-star match of the night because this was great.
Yes, good old
This was fantastic, and
Dax-
please tell the people because this was great.
Dax Hardwood against Will Ospreay.
I could watch this match, Jesse, over and over.
Will Ospreay. It's funny. Every time I see Will Ospreay, I'm like, oh, yeah. That's right. He actually might be the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
He legitimately might
But
be the
Dax
best.
might be the best overall worker in all of wrestling because
Daxon, what's his face? Cash might be the best workers. Yeah, in pro wrestling right now.
Dax made this match special.
It was
This
really good.
this was a banger.
It was really good.
I loved this match. Sadly, it was after the hair versus hair, so I already had a bad taste in my mouth.
The night did not start good.
No, it did not with that.
Also, what bothered me was to jerk themselves off, AEW.com. The fans chanted AEW, AEW. Neither of these guys is AEW.
Really, you put that in there? Really, they put that
Three
in
times. 3 times they put that in this
there?
article.
Guys, that's embarrassing. Let the video speak for itself. What are you doing? What are you?
It's all ejaculation wrestling. That's all this is.
Wow.
Tell me I'm wrong.
It is Father's
There,
Day.
Tell me
there
I'm
you go.
wrong.
That's all right. I need a steak.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? It's about to get a hell of a lot more over well done after this.
I did see that. Holy Christ.
All right.
Here's the thing. So the afterbirth was that Orange Cassidy came out.
That's
Probably to
Yeah.
challenge Will Ospreay to a fight.
Well, as it said here, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy returned and strolled to the ring
Strolled.
to help
Strolled
his
to the ring.
friends.
Yeah.
And then he did a
Jeff
stare
Hardy
down.
did a better job dancing to the ring.
He did
than,
a stare down
Orange
with
Cassidy
Ospreay.
did strolling in the
That
ring.
was fucking embarrassing, by the way. Did you have to stop and dance, Jeff? Here's the thing.
Yes, he did. Is this going to be a good
This
match?
is going to sound blasphemous. This actually could turn out to be an excellent pro wrestling.
Oh, I think this will be great. But my biggest problem is once again the visual that matters that Jesse talked about at the top.
Right.
Will Ospreay, arguably the best in the world, the IWGP United States champion, the leader of the United Empire, backed away from Orange Cassidy,
Right.
bitched out of a fight. That's what.
Or the quote-unquote heel disrespectful, you're not worth my time. Here's the thing.
He didn't though. He backed away.
No, which he should.
All he had to do was like dismiss him or do something.
Right. Laugh in his face and back,
Yeah.
you know.
No, he walked away. He literally
Yeah.
backed out of the ring on Orange Cassidy.
Not good.
Also, by the way, before we get to your point, I'm sorry. What the hell happened in this afterbirth? They're fighting. All of a sudden, the music hits. They're all gone.
Yeah, they were gone.
Leroy, I know you didn't see this. You have to understand something. They were gone.
They got scared from the music.
No. No. According to the camera angle, which was literally apparently only at ring level, mat level,
Right.
they were all gone. And then all of a sudden, what I don't understand, what made Will Ospreay back up and everyone's like, well, this is the real visual you didn't mention. No, I'll mention it because it was still stupid. Is all the freaking friends of Orange Cassidy got in the ring, and that's what made Will back off. Where's the United Empire? Oh, yeah, their bitch asses are standing on the ramp. Who booked this? Who produced this? Will Ospreay has been absolutely embarrassed since he got to All Elite Wrestling.
Tony.
This was atrocious.
No,
Arguably the best wrestler in the world.
Tony did it.
Is afraid of a guy who's 140 pounds soaking wet with orange juice.
It's Tony's favorite, so Tony did it, of course.
Jesse, okay, the in-ring will be great in this match, but in terms of stories, Will Ospreay has faced bigger, badder, and a hell of a lot worse than freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
It's just because of the way that Orange Cassidy is made to come off. That's really the biggest problem with his character nowadays, because his in-ring work is actually very, very good.
Despite the grabbing of the rope thing, but that's been getting better.
You know what? I'm about to say, I almost let that go as a part of his style.
As long as he doesn't literally catch himself in the
Right.
rope, as long as it doesn't lead to a botch moment, I'll let it go. It's still
Right.
Impossible not to see. But as long as you
Oh
don't
my
end
God, it
up
is,
on
yes.
Right.
AEW botches with pulling yourself face down into the ring,
Right.
we're okay.
Right.
But go ahead, Jesse.
But otherwise, yeah, the visual of Will Ospreay of all people backing down from him is ridiculous. We're like I said, Nick Khan has to make it happen if he doesn't get fired. Of finding a way to get us Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay, that has to happen.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Because hell, it can happen in Japan, and the world will watch it 2 a.m. I don't think anyone would care.
Jesse and I'll be up. Jesse and I'll be up.
I would be up for that. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I gotta stay until 2 a.m. to watch this match. All right, fine. Today is the day, because you know you're gonna get a banger.
Mm-hmm.
But Will Ospreay is one of the best in the world, and this is how he looks 2 weeks in a row on your programming. Sorry, 2 out of 3 weeks, because of course he went back to Japan to do a great show at Dominion.
He did.
But otherwise, yeah, I don't understand.
Next up was the face-off, and like Jesse said, one man didn't speak.
The Forbidden Door face-to-face.
Jesse, for our listeners, since I'm giving credit to AllEliteWrestling.com, may I say what Jon Moxley paraphrased?
Sure.
I've been chasing you for a long, long time, my man, and now finally here you are in all your glory.
What?
Doesn't he have a winning record against Tanahashi?
Oh, is that what he said?
No.
That's what.
No,
he
I'm
said.
saying, is that what Moxley said to him?
Yeah.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
Well, here's the thing.
Do you want me to finish, or do you want to just quote that thing?
He's got a 4-1 record against him.
I've chased you across Japan on bullet trains. All that work from day one with New Japan, it's always been about you, Tanahashi, because there are a lot of championships in this business, but there is only one man they call the ace, and that's you, but not for long. The man deserves his respect. You are the man they call ace, but not for long, because it is a fact. It is not a catchphrase when I tell you I am the best professional wrestler on this planet.
Well, this is now just a weird promo because
Oh, we're not done.
all he's done is beaten Tanahashi.
We're not done.
I watched New Japan. I would
no.
know.
We're not done.
More.
A lot of people are just pretending. I live it night in and night out. Everything is on the line. Everything I have given up for, everything that you are is on the line because I play for keeps. When the dust settles at Forbidden Door, you are going to call me Ace.
But all you do is beat Tanahashi.
Again. I thought everything was canon in all Elite Wrestling.
That's so weird. All he does is beat
What were
They
the
don't
four-
know that.
What were the 5 matches? Did you remember the 5 matches?
So when he after he originally debuted after Dominion at a build-up show.
Okay. Didn't he beat him in the G1?
He beat him in the G1. Yep. He beat him in a build-up show towards Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay.
He beat him before New Japan Cup, and then I think he lost to him in the Cup.
So basically, folks, if this was a 2-2 record, this might have some relevance.
Right. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure he's got a 4-1 record.
While he looks, Leroy, Jericho decided that
I did see that.
it was part 2 of Jericho's night.
Please talk about Jericho. I have nothing.
The
to say about
afterbirth of Jericho.
Ty and Sammy come out with Jericho.
Yeah.
Jericho says, "This is my spot, and you know it, Mox. And don't walk away. Maybe I'll throw a fireball in your face."
I did like what
Tanahashi's the
Tanahashi
only
said.
thing he said all night.
Shut up,
Jericho, shut up.
That was good.
Get him, boys. Oh, by the way, Lance Archer and Desperado decided to ambush Mox and Tanahashi. So Lance Archer's been pulled into this. I thought we.
Oh, I'm gonna get a because Jake the Snake talked about.
We'll get to that in a little
Yeah.
bit. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, Jake the Snake's a little pissed
But
about that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on, we're
what-
not done. Jericho decided now was a good time, even though we had an entire segment before the hair versus hair match, to introduce Ty and Sammy as the newest members of the Jericho Appreciation Society.
There's Ty.
And now it's going to be Kingston, Shota Umino,
and
and
Wheeler
Wheeler Yuta
Yuta.
versus Minoru Suzuki, Sammy Guevara, and himself at Forbidden Door. So apparently Minoru Suzuki is going to be on the heel faction. I think Sammy's about to die because Minoru is going to get the fans happy by killing Sammy.
Yeah, he might.
I
Yeah.
hope he kills him.
Minoru's probably going to kill. Oh, by the way, for those of you wondering, Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and Wheeler Yuta, they showed up.
Oh, that's nice.
This is still going. We're still doing this. Like Jesse said, he forgot it was a special event. He thought it was a normal Dynamite. This is why. This is why.
Yeah.
So it might.
Go ahead, Jesse.
It might be 4 matches, but John Moxley just won 3 of them. So he's won the majority of the matches.
That makes no sense.
Why would you let John go cut that promo?
Pull the mic down.
Oh, it looks like I could be heard. Why?
Well, you
I hope
could
you
if you
can,
heard.
I hope the internet world can hear me, the wrestling community.
Yes, we hear you
This
better
is
now.
stupid. I am tired of Chris Jericho. Like I said, it's not very often I get to a toxic point with a pro wrestler because I understand that they're people, these are characters, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And usually when talking about pro wrestling, I'm talking about the characters.
Yeah.
Within the kayfabe of the matches, and sometimes if the
yeah.
matches are bad, I talk about the booking.
Yeah.
Because I do understand the nuance of it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Jericho is at Terry Bollea levels. I am sick of this fucking man. Retire, go get your plaque in the WWE Hall of Fame, and go do butt rock the rest of your life. I am tired. He's not entertaining. No one can tell me he's entertaining anymore. Anytime he comes on my TV, I want to... NBA Twitter was right to roast him. And they wish they would have roasted him into retirement. He's an idiot.
Oh, we're not that lucky.
But yeah.
Then we get the
Hold
next
on.
match?
No.
Or no. Okay.
We're not even done with this shit.
Okay. what?
After the whole Appreciation Society was chased away by three guys, Tanahashi took out Desperado with a swing blade. And by the way, at 40-something, still does a
It
great
still
swing blade.
looks so good.
Doesn't it though? Oh. And then Mox and Tanahashi had a stare down. So all of this for them just to stare down.
I think they're having a tag match next week, though, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
But Jesse, my thing is, we had to go through all of that to get to a stare down.
What the fuck is Lance Archer doing involved in this?
Isn't he in Chaos? No, he's in Suzuki-gun.
He's in Suzuki-gun.
Yeah.
But...
And yes, Suzuki's
makes no
going to be in
And
this
yes,
match.
he does have personal history in New Japan with Tanahashi.
Right.
That wasn't even brought up here.
No. Not even Excalibur could... Of all the things... Dude, I've watched you drop, and I'm not joking, 12 matches of the competitors in the ring in the short time you spoke before JR told you to stop. And you couldn't drop that Lance Archer has an issue with Tanahashi? That was nowhere to be found. I believe my TV works. I believe the sound works.
Yep.
Because, again, I watched this multiple times. I don't know why, but I watched it multiple times.
You're a wonderful
Lance-
journalist there. That's
Right,
it.
right.
Yeah.
You have Lance Archer contracted to your company, and this is all you've done with him?
Yeah. That's why Jake's
Well,
mad.
and,
That's why Jake is mad.
and lose a match that is supposed to be his match. Let's get to this because you want to get to this. Before we move on, let's get to this, Jesse, because you want to get this. Jake the Snake recently came out and said he has not enjoyed the booking of Lance Archer. Which, by the way, we all said that 2 weeks after Lance Archer got there, but that's neither here nor there.
Because here's the thing. His whole point was factual. You have a big guy who's athletic, and yes, probably should have not done that fucking moonsault. Even Jake agreed.
Yep.
But...
Oh, don't worry. He'll never do it again.
Right. Athletic big guy.
6'8".
Who can sell, who literally looks like a murder hawk, like can get people in, get over on the fact that he's a physical freak of nature.
Yeah. And by the way, you did the right thing early on having him work with some super small people.
Right.
But everything was so contrived.
This is another guy in AEW I'm going to say this about. Everything after Cody for him has been kind of trash.
Yeah. Hard to believe we keep coming back to the same basis.
The same shit.
Of the only guy to make people look good is the guy who's no longer there, and
What a
probably still
coincidence.
would be if you would have agreed to just, I don't know, let him keep doing what he was doing anyway.
Because he was good at it.
I think he's going to leave when his contract's up, and he should.
Why would okay? We're gonna get off on a tangent here. Why would Lance stay? What is waiting for him? He's not a friend of the Bucks.
No.
He's got no reason to be friends with
Nope.
them. He doesn't give a crap.
Unfortunately, we got to get to them later.
Yeah. Because Jesse called this.
I did.
You
Yes,
called
you
this.
did.
And the
I
internet,
did agree with
the
you. on
internet
that.
also told me on multiple sites that I was on talking about this. I said, "Hey, my buddy Jesse, didn't tag you because for some reason it was threads that couldn't
no
tag.
worries.
Yeah, you know how it works. Because I tag you in a lot. You
I
know.
know.
Yeah. People were like, well, your buddy Jesse needs to understand that. You know what? They're probably they still like Jurassic Express. Blah blah. We'll get to that in a little bit. But anyway, yeah. Why would Lance stay? What's the point?
There's nothing for him
No.
here.
They wouldn't give him the TNT title.
No.
They wouldn't give him the world. He's lost a TNT title match and a world title match.
He's lost 2 world title matches.
He has. All he does is lose matches.
Right.
And everyone thinks, and this is the problem, that, by the way, Max said in his promo,
Right.
the uneducated marks who sit there and are like, but look who he lost to. Doesn't matter. You can... Jim Cornette said it about Keith Lee down in NXT before the match at Great American Bash.
Okay.
You can only deny a giant for so long
Right.
before everyone gives up on the giant.
Right.
And Lance has been dead on arrival for a long time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Lance is dead on arrival, and he is probably the most embarrassing booking. Now remember, I believe Jesse and I had a bit of a conundrum between the two of us early on. You kept trying to convince me to wait on Lance.
Well, because I thought it would get to a point where sometimes you give the big man treatment,
Mm-hmm.
and the big man ends up the world champion, and that's okay.
But
because it's believability factor would tell you, well, of course he became the champion at some point. He's a big dominant motherfucker. Of course he did.
But I told you, Jesse, the writing was on the wall because of all the backstage stuff. And this was one of the few times where you even forgot that you've been that guy on the bandwagon for years about how much the Bucks suck. You forgot. You forgot because you wanted so much. Well, actually, to be fair, he was coming off that great G1.
Yes.
So you thought they were going to take advantage of
Right.
it. Turns out the G1 doesn't exist in their mind.
Right. Clearly.
Why? Because the Bucks will never be in the G1. And if they were, Gato would say, oh, no. You guys just lose. You guys are there for Yano to win. Anyway.
You lose, you suck.
Yeah, that's kind of how the conversation would go.
Yeah, that's about the
That's
concept.
kind of the conversation.
Yeah. But basically, Jesse, I've been saying that the bookings never changed for Lance. He's there to take losses. And people are getting promoted above him. And the problem is he's not losing to the big winner. Because
Right.
what happened to the world champion shortly after Lance Archer lost to him? Yeah, he lost to Punk. So Lance Archer was immediately thrown out the window. Now if Hangman wins, you lost to the guy that Punk couldn't beat. So now you're a little it's the nuances
better.
that they don't get. But Jesse, even you forgot, the Bucks don't understand what nuances are in wrestling.
I forget. I just didn't think they had anything to do with the singles division.
Well, you were blinded by the light, and let's be honest, you rolled something up after this.
You didn't. You roll up a deuce.
Just
Another roamer in the
how do
night.
you have Lance Archer and this is all you do with him?
Once every 3 months, by the way, I'd like to
Because
point
they
out.
don't know what to do.
Once every 3 months, Lance comes
By the
out.
way, because he hasn't been used in New Japan often, so he's had the time.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
All right,
All right.
so now we get back to the show. It's
Next.
time for the all
All-Atlantic.
No. We have to be clear
Okay.
because AEW is about facts, statistics,
Oh,
and
really?
and information. Hold on.
Crack
Oh,
cocaine.
shit.
Well, okay, but anyway,
That's just
this
Tony.
is the only 2 guys are in the Atlantic Ocean qualifying match because everyone else is either from Japan, Europe, which I think they're closer to the. I'm pretty sure Bulgaria's closer to the Indian Ocean than it is the Atlantic
Well,
Ocean.
that's true.
I'm pretty sure PAC is the only one that actually is in the Atlantic Ocean in this entire
That's
tournament.
true.
I believe so, yes.
I know the All Atlantic is supposed to be referring to the Atlantic region being, the Florida area,
Right.
Yeah.
but you've promoted it as foreign guys are in the
Right.
match.
There are a lot of them.
well, we still don't know the 2 Japanese guys that are even in the tournament. We still don't know this.
Probably Minoru Suzuki and
Okay, anyway.
somebody else.
It's time for Ethan Page with Dan Lambert. Why, I don't know anymore. Facing off against the Redeemer Miro. This was exactly what it should have been.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay with this
Yeah.
because, like Jesse said, it seems that Ethan is okay with being a butt buddy. He doesn't seem to care about wanting to be great. And
Nope.
Ethan, you're doing your job great. You're doing a good podcast
Just-
that
Just
everyone
wants to get a paycheck.
Hey, folks, I will actually say it. Go listen to Ethan's podcast. It can be kind of fun. His vlog is not terrible either. Not as bad as Sammy's.
I
Miro,
stopped watching other vlogs.
as like Miro kicked his ass,
Yeah, pretty much.
made him tap out.
Yeah.
and it must have been short because there's not a lot to read
No,
about.
there wasn't much. There wasn't
Yeah.
much.
It's like, yeah, good old Miro.
Yeah,
I
wasn't
root
much.
for Miro. He did it.
He is the redeemer.
He might get a championship
He
again.
is coming for his God.
Backstage, Dante Martin.
For his God has forsaken him.
Yes.
Did he call out John?
No. Dante Martin said he's facing John Moxley on Rampage. Because remember, Tony Khan, he stays up all weekend. Vince apparently doesn't do anything all weekend. That's why Vince is ripping up the scripts. Because Vince isn't working for like 3 days out of the
Vince
week.
is out there banging bitches, son.
There you go. But anyway, no, Tony.
Players got to play. All right,
Yeah.
man.
Tony already had this match together. We don't know why Dante Martin is all of a sudden involved with John Moxley, but it's a match that's happening.
It'll be good.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I saw.
Matt Sydal was
Was that
there.
when he tried to start chopping him? It didn't work.
Yeah. Apparently, also, Dante has a new name, according to Matt Sydal. He's now going by Inhuman Dante Martin. It doesn't fit any form of off the tongue. It doesn't make any real sense. I would have just stayed with Dante Martin, but all right, Inhuman.
Inhuman.
Wasn't he Arrow Fox?
No, Dante was Angel.
Yeah.
Darius was Airwolf.
Arrow Fox.
Darius was Airwolf.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry. Angel Dorado.
Okay.
But anyway,
I mean, I just know there's better names from his regional days.
right.
That's why I'm
Well, yeah.
And now
It's
it's
one of those.
time for. I think they're listening to us with this next match. I actually think this was. I'm going to call this the official 13 card segment, and here's why: Tony Storm beat Britt Baker out of nowhere. Tony Storm just gets all these victories back, but it's not for the belt.
Remember, I
Britt
thought,
Baker's just.
I thought I was kind of getting on your ass a little bit because I'm like, it's weird where Britt Baker is now and how that whole she could be the MVP of the year thing might not play
Yeah.
out very well. And am I a prophet?
Did you forsaken Miro?
I do not believe I have any grace and glory like Jesus or God.
No.
But I feel like a prophet when it comes to wrestling because I foresee
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, I just say you can't BS a BSer. That's why I can see if there's bullshit.
Tony Storm should get this win if she's going to be one of the next ones to go after the women's world championship. No problem.
Yeah.
But all Britt Baker does since she won the tournament is lose.
Yeah.
What was the point of the tournament? Guys, I hate being right all the time.
Yeah, I know.
And now even some of their fans after this match went, man, was that tournament disrespectful? Listen,
We said that before the first round.
I was in a special ed class when I was younger. Okay.
Okay.
Because I was never the smartest kid. I need the other smart kids who are now adults to just admit
Yeah.
that you're just not very bright.
Yeah. You fell for it. You fell for it.
I've been predicting this. I'm like, dude, this tournament is useless.
Mm-hmm.
This tournament is actually disrespectful.
Just to give him a pretty belt.
I missed the entrance. Is she still carrying that thing?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course she is.
I went to. Okay. Well. Okay.
Only to once again lose on television.
Yeah.
So what is the fucking point for her carrying around that?
Pandering. To show that the Hart family gave us the ability to honor Owen and not the WWE. That's it. Nothing more. Nothing less.
Dumbass.
I got.
By the way, really, it wasn't even. I hate to sound like a dick here. It wasn't even really the Hart family. WWE gave you that blessing.
True.
WWE technically owned that name for years. Well, they didn't own the name, but they owned the rights to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should be thanking WWE
Yeah.
for being like, oh no, have the tournament, you're fine.
Yeah. And then Thunder Rosa, the champ, comes out to do a face-off and point to Tony Storm.
Before we talk about their face-off,
and by the way, WWE did this first.
before we
Yep.
talk about anything, what is going on with all these stories now about Thunder Rosa just stiffing people in the ring?
Apparently she buried the hatchet with Marina Shafir.
Okay, yeah, I heard that too.
Apparently on Twitter they said they broke bread and they were there holding a loaf of bread. This was the most set up thing I've ever seen. But I'm not joking. It was a literal loaf of bread that they just stood there and took a picture for Twitter for. Did you not see this?
Thunder, do I have to dig and find bullshit? Am I gonna find bullshit if I start digging? Am I gonna start watching matches and start seeing that you're stiffing people in the ring? Because that would be pretty fucking unprofessional. And if you're doing unprofessional shit like your former counterpart did and got herself fired,
Yeah.
from AEW of all fucking companies, by the way.
But Tony doesn't fire people.
No, he doesn't.
Fucking bullshit fans.
He's,
Those diehards sometimes are just full of shit.
Uh,
If I find a pattern here, you can block me on Twitter all you want, but I'm calling your beautiful Mexican ass out. Because if there is a history, and it sounds like there's a history of this shit now, why are you the world champion? The women's world champion. It makes go away for a while. Because that means you're headed down a Tessa road. Yeah, that road. The woman who recently got fired from WoW because she couldn't get along with AJ Mendez.
who, by the way, is one of the nicest people.
One of the sweetest human beings around. Met her twice when she was in
She
WWE.
never cares if people bring up her husband at signings. She'll answer every question about her time in WWE. She even has a good relationship with Vince, apparently.
Is one of the sweetest people on planet Earth.
Yep.
Was trying to bring back women's wrestling with a star.
Yep.
But you're so unfucking likable.
Yep.
And just untenable.
Yep.
I'm totally stealing one of those. That he brought out chocolate in front of us, guys. I'm totally stealing one.
Yep.
That
and a share.
I say the word steal, but that's just my word.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. It's just if there's a history of this, you might want to change it immediately.
And by the way, folks, if there's anyone on this planet who is going to spend time watching match after match,
it's me.
It's Jesse.
I will find time in my busy days to watch pro wrestling.
Okay. If you do like these, you can thank my better half. She saw them,
Oh, that's good.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
That's good, yeah.
and I bought them.
So I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, folks,
Rolo Dark Salted Caramel.
Yeah. Thunder?
Go buy some.
Thunder, you found the wrong guy who has plenty of time.
Because I will dig this history.
Little Thunder. Down under.
Hell, we might even go viral after I do it.
Oh, damn.
All right.
There better not be history there. And then you break fake bread with Marina Shafir. Because I'll get on that ass. That story, after everything with Vince, Jeff Hardy, and all those other stories, that was the one that pissed me off the most last week.
Okay.
Because I was just like, really? Oh, here it is. The actual photo. Boy, that looks fake as hell. That looks fake as hell. So, unfortunately, I'm going to dig.
How bad is that?
Well, I don't even think it's an actual loaf of bread, but you know.
I'm going to
The
dig.
hell is that?
Jesse's got the time, folks.
Oh, I do.
Jesse's got the time.
That looks really bad.
All right. So anyway, Tony Schiavone was backstage because once again,
Why not?
Tony doesn't get paid enough to move on this show.
Let's be very clear. That man is a terrible commentator of pro wrestling.
Well,
He should just be the interviewer.
well, because he was away for 30 years after he left WCW.
Like, it's a waste of time to have a 3-man panel in AEW unless Taz is out there.
He interviewed our boy Stokely Hathaway.
Oh, right.
TBS champion Jade Cargill. Why is she not just their world champion? She's featured more than the actual world title.
She feels more important.
You think?
She does.
She beat Willow Nightingale.
By the way, on her way to Japan to work, I think Stardom for 2 years.
Really? Okay.
So
2-year contract. Okay.
Nice.
and local regional girl Willow Nightingale.
Yep.
Yeah. She's great. She's
Much
great.
love to you. I hope you pick up a ton in your craft while you're doing
And Stardom
this.
gets a lot out of those girls, so you're going to do a lot in 2 years.
And so I wish you nothing but the absolute best, and I can't wait to see your growth.
Was she on an MEW show too?
She has been, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that'd be great for Dave to get her back.
She beat her
after
with
he's
the
done, so, yeah.
China-style pedigree, because boy, did that look bad. folks, I'll take my licks. I totally admit that Jade has gone downhill since I gave her Women of the Year. But again, Jesse said at the time I was justified at that point.
Because here's the thing with her. Once again, booking matters. Booking matters. It's like it's the thing of she's very strong in the ring. She's also pretty strong on the mic. I don't actually think she needs Stokely now. It helps because he's a great talker.
Stokely is not needed for her. Stokely's needed for the baddie section.
Right. Okay, they're a waste of time. Kiera Hogan is one of the best female professional wrestlers on the planet.
Lyra and I have seen her live. She's great.
Yes, she is. Yes.
And Red Velvet was growing on me. I thought she was getting better and better and better.
Now it's like a fungus you can't get rid of.
I just
Even to the doctor can't give you the right ointment for it.
whatever they have done to Jade, it is terrible for her. Because she was doing great on her own. I don't get it. I don't get it. She didn't need the help. She didn't need the baddies.
And now, folks, it's time for that one segment that used to be on the Barney show where two kids got into a fight, and we're going to figure out how to solve it. Because that's all this fucking bullshit was. Because it's time now for Adam Page to come out and speak his mind. That's what it says. I'm reading this verbatim. Speak his mind!
That's what it says.
Yep.
Yeah.
Forbidden Doors around the corner. Last week, I called my shot and said I wanted a match with Okada. Good fucking luck. Because guess what? Gato nixed Okada at this pay-per-view. I guarantee it. If he's at this pay-per-view, Gato's been locked in a trunk somewhere.
Okada recently got married to a very well-known Japanese woman wrestling star. We're going to let Okada go fuck instead of fuck his career up.
All right. Anyway, he wanted to challenge him.
You might have to edit that out. Or you can clip it and let it go viral. I think that's a great quote.
There we go.
We let him go fuck instead of fuck his career over.
All right, I'll look.
I didn't take into account that by Forbidden Door, Okada may not be the champion. So, by the way, this is the first time on AEW television they've actually recapped a New Japan pay-per-view.
Right.
And it's done by their former world champion in ring, not the commentators who are paid to recap shit.
Right.
The sentiment has not changed, and my challenge still stands. I guess it's all about that boom, or in this case, it's all about that money. I don't know, Adam. Why are you there? We still don't know. It's all about that hair, baby. Bay, sorry.
And then we get the other Adam. What the fuck?
Adam and Adam are in the ring.
You know, if I was Stephanie McMahon,
Yes.
I
really want to know where this is going.
I would allow Xavier Woods to bring back Up, Down, Down with the whole cast,
To party.
including Adam Cole. You know why? It's better than what he's doing now.
And no one's going to notice.
You'll be like, listen, let him put all his AEW stuff up. Who cares?
Yeah, right.
He's nobody in AEW. Who cares?
To quote Adam,
He has the belt.
you really are a stupid cowboy. So what a line. Like I said, two boys are having a fight in the schoolyard.
And you really are a stupid jackass for what you've done in your career in AEW.
See, that's the time I want to. He says that I want to start playing Little Kid Rock. When he says that shit about Cowboy.
Anyway, he says Forbidden Door is not about AEW.
I was actually waiting for like a punchline there. You kind of killed me.
Well, I'm sorry. That's all. I'm sorry.
Jesse,
sorry.
Jesse, it's okay.
Leroy's like, they don't deserve a punchline.
Jesse,
not really.
it's okay.
That just reminds me of the song. I like that. You know?
Jesse, it's
I love
okay.
me some Kid
We
Rock.
can revive you. We can't revive Adam's career. Anyway,
That's true.
Forbidden Door isn't about AEW or New Japan. Really? Okay.
I thought that's what it was about.
It's about Bullet Club.
No. Bullet Club came second. He originally said, because remember, I'm on the website that's basically just jerking itself off.
Right.
He said it's about the Undisputed Elite. Then he said it's about Bullet Club. And the best way to showcase that is Adam Cole versus Jay White. Okay, I'm sure that I don't remember, but I'm sure that got a great pop considering your fans have already seen him twice. If this was the first time Jay White had come in, maybe you would have had something.
No.
And speaking of Okada, he's not even going to be there, but there is someone who will be there who wants to come out and say hello. And then the Switchblade attacked Adam Page from behind with the Blade Runner, and boy, did it look like a nice little Blade Runner because he's the king.
I mean, I just hate that he's involved in this because he's so beautiful. I appreciate this man.
You had some problems with him for a couple of weeks with the Tongans, but I mean, obviously, you cannot deny that.
And integrating Torture Club back into Bullet Club. That there's been some issues.
Yes, a few.
But
he is still he's still your king.
I believe the liege of Bullet Club. What he should be doing is killing the elites.
Yeah.
And not fighting with them because he's above them.
Just a quick note. According to reports, Jack Evans has been pulled from Slammiversary due to an injury and is being replaced by Andrew Everett.
That's still pretty.
Oh,
that's
it's too bad they got hurt.
That's too bad he got hurt.
Oh.
Back to Jay White. I am the catalyst. What makes you think you can call the shots, Hangman? If I'm going to put my championship on the line of a Forbidden Door, it's not going to be against you, buddy. But Adam Cole, it's not going to be against you either.
Good. My guy. I actually missed this segment.
Because
my guy.
I hold the prize, I hold the power, because this championship here means the world breathes with the Switchblade, because this is the Switchblade era.
There we go.
And he delivered it so regally that I didn't care that it was a playoff, the Undisputed era.
He's so great. Yeah, he's not Okada great, no. But he's not Tribal Chief great, but he's in such a top tier that I just love him. I love the Switchblade, man. And Gato's been trying to tell us for 4 years, hey, you need to breathe with the Switchblade, and we were all like, he's good. He's good. And then we all realized, like, no, he's great. He's wonderful.
And he's not even 20 fucking...
He's not even 26 yet.
He's not even 26 years old. Now it's time for the road rage to really begin, because Jesse, you called this.
Jesse's favorite moment of the night.
You called this. Jurassic Express. This is the main event, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Jurassic Express with Christian Cage, more on that later, versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. I don't give a damn about this match because, Jesse, like you said, it played out the same way every match they've ever had played out.
If you've seen one Bucks match,
you've seen them all.
Seen them all. Especially their ladder matches.
By the way, Jesse, you told me this off mic that there was going to be a power bomb off of a ladder into another ladder.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I love that they put this on the AEW site because this is the exact phrase you said to me. Propped up on the ropes.
Guys,
you used that line off mic.
It's the same fucking match they always have.
And then they had to get a table spot in there too.
Guys, this is the problem. I wish Eric was here today because I love my friend, but I think he would reconsider having me as a security guy after I would hurt his feelings about this. There's just no way you can convince me that them starting this company was the best thing for them. They exposed themselves. Not in a good way. This is the same match they've had over and over. And they don't tell, because FTR is so good that they probably force changes in a match.
Yeah.
But otherwise, besides FTR, I have very rarely seen and the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah.
Rarely seen them change their style in a match
Because Jesse, I don't give a damn what even the AEW stands
or
say.
their storytelling beats in a match.
Right. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I don't even care what the stands want to say. Not even they want to see them versus the Briscoes because the Briscoes would own them within the first 5 minutes.
I've seen them versus the Briscoes in ROH. Briscoes are a better tag team. Listen, man. I called this, so I wasn't even mad about it. Yeah, good for them. First time, two-time tag champions.
Who else could be it? Nobody else would be the 2-time besides them.
Brandon Cutler is still a gopher. You came out of retirement to be a gopher, by the way.
Well, they're paying
Jesse
him
might
good.
be the only guy that remembers Brandon Cutler exists.
I do,
but sadly, Jesse will not let it go.
I went to those shows in California. I know what I used to see. I whatever. They're tag champs. I don't even give a shit anymore. But what came next?
Yeah.
What came next actually annoyed me.
Go ahead.
So, because Christian is so passionate about Jungle Express.
Outworks everyone.
He
outworks everybody.
I've very rarely seen him matches besides beating Kenny Omega, but he outworks everyone.
Well, but to be fair, you did say last week he does show up for work.
He does show. He
That's
at least
true.
shows up. He'd be a great football player because he does show up every week. Every week he's there.
Yep.
So
you can't tell me WWE would have used you worse than this.
So you're just gonna try to use the same story beats as Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
You should have just stayed.
Yeah. You could have been in the Judgment Day for at
You
least
probably might have been
for a week.
Well, even if he was there until they pissed Adam off about the booking of it,
Yeah.
at least it would have been better. You'd have been in a better spot.
Yeah.
Technically working with not really up-and-comer Damian Priest, but still.
Yeah.
And then Rhea Ripley. Like, that's something you can do. And they would still save you and not use you but pay-per-view matches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because, of course, they're going to protect you.
Yeah.
Hell, they protected you in you getting your head kicked off by Randy Orton's spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, by the way, if you look at the ring, I'll give away a wrestling secret. That's how you mat it. That's how you mat it without it being exposed, Chris Jericho. WWE understands these things. It would be better than this. So now he's going to have a feud with Jungle Boy. And even if Jungle Boy beats him.
And Jungle Boy can't even talk, so Christian's going to talk through the whole goddamn thing just to lose in the match? This is going to be John Cena-style booking, but Cena will lose, which didn't make any sense back then.
Jungle Boy's not going to really get over anymore.
No.
He'll still be at the same place he's always been at.
Yeah. Unless he ditches the dinosaur.
If he ditches the dinosaur should just go back to WWE.
Yeah.
Because there's really nothing for him in AEW. They don't give a shit about him in AEW.
Go to AAA. They might do something with you.
I would prefer him in AAA, but it's actually hard to make steady money in Mexico.
True.
Seriously, like unless you're associated with the families or you wrestle the whole cycle every year, it's really hard to make money in wrestling in Mexico. But yeah, what a depressing end. So depressing. I was almost like, I bet you Jack Perry partially wishes in his brain that this concerto kills him. That way he doesn't have to do the fucking match. And Jack Perry's a great pro wrestler, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a shitty talker. Maybe you should bring Anna back to be his manager.
Well, she ain't doing anything in the women's division.
She ain't doing shit in the women's
She ain't doing
division.
shit in the women's division.
That could work. I mean, good eye candy there, and she can talk.
I mean, that's why. By the way, that's why I've always argued against Vince with not using managers. If somebody's a better talker than they are a wrestler, you can use that. You can make that work, because there's going to be wrestlers who can't talk for shit.
No,
who can wrestle.
So after that lovely puke that they put on.
we're not
Wednesday
done
night.
with AEW because Friday needs to be ending on a good note because SmackDown was actually good. But now we got to talk about Rampage because there was a moment that Jesse, did you watch Rampage?
My eyes were on it.
Anyway,
You didn't really.
Leroy!
Okay, all right.
Leroy.
I understand. I understand.
Leroy.
My eyes were there.
John Moxley beat Dante Martin. That was a wash. No one cares.
Well,
Whatever,
yeah. I saw some of the
Hold
chops
on,
he was
hold
doing
on,
with,
hold on.
with Moxley.
Yeah.
That was doing pretty good
This
until
next-
Mox said, "This is how you do it." Boom! And kicked his ass.
This next sentence must be read verbatim.
Oh,
because
shit.
Leroy doesn't know what's about to happen.
Oh shit!
Ahem.
I'm almost ready. I think.
Okay, deep breath. All right, ready?
Okay. Yes.
I'm not shitting you.
Okay.
Tony Khan interviewed Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute.
No. Read it one more fucking time.
Tony Khan interviewed Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee.
Tony, you're not a character. Bullshit.
Jesse's just giving that up to me. Jesse's not speaking to me anymore about
Wow.
that statement. Jesse can't say it anymore.
What?
When I said he was the #1 character, Jesse was like,
What?
Okay, yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, by the way, Leroy, you forgot my top 5 that Jesse has to do later in the show. You don't know about this. But
Oh
yeah.
shit! I forgot.
It's
I'm
okay.
sorry. I
We have
forgot
a
to put
top
that
5 for you, Jesse, later in the show.
I apologize for that.
It's okay.
Number 11, top 5, Jesse.
Is it about Tony Khan? 'Cause
No,
if
it is not.
I might bash
No, it is
my
not.
brain
No,
in.
no, it is not.
Okay.
But yeah, Leroy.
What?
Hold on, Leroy. Keith Lee wanted nothing to do with Swerve and his excuses for why Swerve eliminated Keith Lee in the Battle Royal.
Well, it's
They
a
were
battle
in it-
royal.
Hold on. They were interrupted
Right.
by Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks,
Again? Yeah, that's right. They did. do it
who
again.
reminded them that Swerve and Lee haven't beaten them yet. They've been a team for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
So
a
what?
month now. It's actually worse than that.
And Jesse's sitting there like, yeah, I actually, yeah, I know I give it another 6 months, but I don't know if Keith Lee's going to be doing much else in the next 6 months.
You look at it. It's like, who cares?
They won't let this die.
They're beating it like a dead horse.
You know, I've had to
Rrrp.
put, I've had to put down furry family, unfortunately, a lot in the last 2 years, and it's tough to do. But you know, sometimes
Who are we putting down now? Tony?
I put down my dog. I had to put down.
No. Who are we putting down to AW? Tony?
And
Hold on, Leroy. Let him finish. He has to go through the grieving process.
And it's tough to let things die. And it
Yeah.
feels like Tony Khan in the cocaine will not allow him to just see when a story is bad
I know.
and to just let it die. Put it down
Just Tony, just stop doing this
in the earth.
and just be done.
Dig the grave. Put it to bed. Night night.
Should he bury
Drop
him?
it.
He should bury himself in there too.
Everybody goes night night, and this story needs to go night night. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Keith Lee was supposed to be one of the biggest signings because that was the biggest WWE failure. That was the moment
And
where
he
Jesse
was.
said, "What the hell are we doing, guys?"
Right.
And Jesse's like, "Oh, I know he's going to AEW, and AEW will treat him better." That was your words.
That's what I thought.
And Jesse's
And now he's
been
a tag team.
4.5 months in, and Jesse's looking at himself like, "What is this?"
They did the one thing I gotta give Vince credit. He doesn't do it because it does come off semi like, oh, it feels kind of racist. You just put the two black guys together. I don't really have a story for you. You two will go against the other two black guys. Let's go,
like-
guys. Have great wrestling matches.
Two black guys against two. Perfect. What?
What?
He can't be racist because he and another they have 2 brown executives. Those are his words. I don't care if it came out of my mouth.
Tony said that.
Let me be
You
very
remember?
clear.
You remember
Wait
when
a
Big
minute.
Swole called him out? He
Right.
basically tweeted out that him and his sister
Oh,
are
yeah.
brown.
First
So-
of all, you guys are Saudi. It's totally different. So it's a totally different connotation to it, my friend. And
but-
two,
But is it through the cocaine eyes? Through the tears?
Oh, my
Maybe it's the same color.
Tony needs a girlfriend or something.
He probably does have a lot of bitches.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He probably
he doesn't.
pays for them, but he probably has a lot.
No,
No, you don't?
no.
I was hoping for him.
Daddy will buy him cocaine. Daddy ain't buying him women.
He doesn't have a
Maybe
harem.
Daddy should buy him bitches. Though.
Yeah, you know, right? Yeah,
He needs a fucking
probably a
harem.
better habit.
He's got to have a harem.
because like or guy bitches. I don't know what he's into.
It's fine. We don't
yeah,
care
I-
either way.
22.
There we.
This is a beautiful open world.
And to quote Seinfeld, not that there's anything wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong with
Yeah.
that.
He could go both ways. He'd have to have
Yeah.
a both, but whatever.
But he needs to get away from booking and go more and busting a nut or something because he's very fucking bad at this booking thing. Like he doesn't. I can't believe I'm agreeing with Jim Cornette, but he does not understand nuance
Well, you
of
know,
booking.
You know what? You know,
We have
honestly,
four top black stars that could all be world champion. I'm not joking.
Literally.
And they're all working together.
you know, after that moment too, I do have a very clear head, so that could
Like
work
you
for him.
think so much better.
Yeah, I feel like taking a nap, but still, I feel
it's
really
like
good.
This clarity after you. It's just like, wow, my mind and the world is open, and I can think so well. You don't have to try to be like Vince. Clearly, that's what you're doing. Vince,
Wow.
you see, Vince, as we are learning, busts his nuts in the office. Listen, he pays for it.
Well, he'd do it anywhere he wants. He don't
Like
care.
he's like, hey, either I'll pay the executive secretary or whatever she was the $3 million for us to bust nuts, or I'll go get a hooker and do it. But I'm going to do it.
Well, a younger lady, which
And even his booking sometimes is bad.
hey, I understand a younger lady. My girlfriend is a few years younger.
Right.
It keeps me young.
But
Few,
no.
I love it.
few centuries, but
No.
Keeps me young. She's okay with that. She's
No,
okay
not
with my age.
Not Tony Khan.
Oh, no.
And by the way, all he's done with these four is proof full right every
Single.
motherfucking week.
Yep. But hey, Jesse.
The only
But hey,
only
Jesse,
good thing
Jesse.
he's got going for him is Shea Cargill. That's it.
But Jesse, Scorpio Sky's a champion.
That don't matter.
If I have to talk about that waste of brown skin again,
Why did you do this to him? Why?
Because I have to give Tony something.
No, that's nothing.
I know.
that's all on Scorpio Sky.
That's fair.
That's
Because
kind
they
of like
let you book yourself in AEW. That's on him.
that's like Tony giving me a belt because my name is Leroy.
I mean, that actually might happen.
I'm about to say,
I
don't give
hear
him the
that.
fucking idea.
Oh, no, I want to be. If he pays me good enough, I'll do it.
He'll make a joke belt to
Yeah.
put on you. 'cause
I-
you
you know
have
what?
Leroy.
After
I make-
this, by the way,
If I make money, I'll do it.
after this, we had a trios match.
There's a trio. Oh fuck.
By the way, they don't often do triple threats. They once again.
Oh
they're
yeah,
trying
I
to
did
be-
see that a
They're
trio.
trying to be like New
It's not.
Japan.
No.
the
A trio.
Trios.
A trio
Six
tag
man.
match.
Oh, I thought it was.
This was Max Caster with the Ass Boys.
Yeah, because his partner got hurt again.
Yeah.
I think on Dark.
Yep.
Weren't they-
versus Ruffin' It, Bear Country and Leon Ruffin.
Oh,
Jesse has walked out.
Jesse has
Jesse has
stepped
walked-
away for a moment.
Jesse's head is.
His head is hurting. Mine is a little bit too. I do.
I'm sorry. I didn't. What was your tag team name?
Ruffin' It, Bear Country and Leon Ruffin.
Is that a Brokeback Mountain thing?
I want to say this.
I don't know.
This is not disrespectful to the indie scene.
No.
I love MAW, SDW, DPW, everything Austin is running in the Dakotas.
Yeah.
I love these promotions. I love the two independent, really large promotions in Texas. Go look them up. And I'm not talking about Booker T's, even though he does a very good job. I think there's TZW or something like that, or TRW in Arizona. I go on and on. They are necessary companies. You need them. You need them absolutely because young wrestlers need to find a way up. Okay,
Yep.
No problem.
It was our boy Leon Ruff, by the way.
Clearly,
I know.
For
Yeah.
those of you that didn't know.
You didn't have to explain that. You are on national television, and you choose the pro wrestling name, Roughing It.
With the
Yeah.
Bear Country Boys. That was their tag team name. This is their 6-man tag team name.
Maybe they went.
Roughing It.
Roughing It.
Maybe they went camping, and that's what he thought of.
And it made TV.
Yep.
Yep.
9 o'clock.
Guys, everyone can hit Vince as much as you want. There's a reason this shit doesn't make TV. You still have to present yourself as a semi-serious product.
Yup.
Roughing It?
Roughing It.
I would have looked. What?
Roughing It.
You see, me and my
no.
cousin were having a really good conversation. So, like I said, my eyes were on AEW, but we weren't actually watching it per se. Now I'm happy I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep.
This is still on the All Elite Wrestling website.
By the way, it's even worse because it's two big bear white dudes
Yep.
and a small black guy in the middle.
Yep.
So this also has extremely, not that there's anything wrong with that, gay connotation. All I'm saying,
It should have been on a Pornhub.
basically,
There we go.
they were literally a
Yeah.
reverse Oreo.
Yep. Yep.
Roughing it though. Are you
Oh
kidding?
my
Are you,
God.
see, these are the moments when you're embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. Continue.
Lexi Nair was backstage. Lexi should just be the only interview because she's actually not a bad interview. Informed Hook he'll be facing a top New Japan dojo member next week on Rampage.
I'm guessing that'll be Natanari? Ren.
Okay.
I think that might be Ren.
Danhausen walked onto the scene, but Hook just said, I got this. Because Hook's, once again, is doing fine.
Dude, by the way, I still like that they're continuing Hookhausen.
Yep.
I love their friendship. They're a lot of fun.
Yep.
I do like, though, with Hookhausen, though, that means they have broken him away from his dad a little bit and letting Hook kind of do his own stuff here for a minute.
Next up was the TBS title match that we talked about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Jade Cargill versus Willow Nightingale. Stokely was on commentary. Jade is the Chris Jericho Sports Entertainer of the Week, according to Jericho, because that mattered and people cared.
Like 3 people, including Chris Jericho, cared about that.
We already know,
we
already talked about how the match ended, and also there was a bunch of stuff involving Athena and Chris Statlander again. That's still a thing.
Athena actually might beat her for that title.
Can we hope?
There we go.
50-50 because they are dumb enough.
And now it's time, Leroy, for the main event. Darby Allin versus Bobby Fish.
What?
Let's pause for a second.
I saw the aftermath where somebody got hit in the
Let's
balls.
Let's pause for a second.
There's more.
Please, speak on the match really quickly.
All right. Jericho talked about hearing the thud of Darby flying with a German suplex onto the edge of the ring.
Oh.
We've put this together. We know how much that hurts.
Oh, fuck, it hurts.
Bobby dropped Darby with an avalanche Falcon Arrow.
Yep.
Darby managed. Now, Leroy.
Yes.
Jim Cornette hates the Falcon Arrow because he hates 2 guys with a superplex and then no one sells it because they go right into the Falcon Arrow. I get that. I understand. You know, sure, whatever. Leroy. Darby Allin. So Darby Allin gets hit with the avalanche Falcon Arrow.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on. The very next sentence. By the way, this is weird. It's almost like Excalibur's writing this because every single sentence in this paragraph has an exclamation point.
Maybe he is.
Hold on.
Yes.
After the avalanche Falcon Arrow, which I've repeated for the 4th time,
Yes.
Darby Allin managed to transition into the Last Supper and pin Bobby.
Huh?
To which Taz referred to as the counter of counters. Surprised Jericho didn't say that.
Oh, my God. What the fuck?
Oh, it gets worse.
And then
Oh,
Fish, who was embarrassed, began to ground and pound Darby. Classic wrestling heel. No big deal. We're good. I'm actually okay with this. Plus Fish has always seemed to have very good strikes. That's kind of his thing. Kyle walked down to the ramp carrying a steel chair. You want to know what's weird? Kyle was out here for the whole match. If I remember correctly.
Yes,
Yep.
he was.
Yeah, Kyle was out here for the match, and then all of a sudden he's walking down the ramp with a chair. So somehow Kyle got off camera and walked all the way up the ramp to just get a chair. Hold on. The lights go out.
yeah, I saw this.
Sting is back from a broken ankle.
Yeah.
After
Tony.
only about a week. Was it 3 weeks?
People said 3 weeks, but it was about 2
And
and
then-
a half.
Yeah, I think it's about 2
And
and a half.
then Tony was there because I heard it Sting! Because that's what he likes to do.
That's what Tony's paid for now.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder how much money he gets for doing that.
I don't know.
I want to do it because I could probably do it just
Darby
like him.
wrapped Fish's ankle inside the chair and then crashed down with all his weight on the coffin drop. Again, stupid bump, wouldn't have taken it. Sting retched at Bobby's leg with his baseball bat.
Well, didn't you?
Sting appeared just like a magician, says Jericho. That was the end of the show.
Well, he whapped what's his name in the balls with his bat. That's about it. Dum, 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 dum.
Dum 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 dum. Jesse was in a great
You know
mood
what?
last week.
You know
maybe it's the chair. Maybe that chair.
There you go.
Maybe the chair you're in, Leroy, is the calming chair.
No, it was the lack of sleep. I promise. It was the lack
There
of
you go.
sleep last week.
Here, Zach, you know what? I got one thing to say before he goes.
Okay.
You hear about the guy that has his whole left side cut off?
No.
Yeah, he's all right.
All right, fair enough.
There we go.
Oh, I'm not gonna be.
That's why I had to say that.
Oh, I'm not gonna be. You built this match to build to Darby versus Kyle because Kyle broke Sting's ankle.
Yeah.
Only for 2.5
Except that
weeks
Kyle
later,
didn't actually do what the Bucks did.
You might want to do this really quickly, right?
yeah.
You might want to do this.
I'm ready. Okay.
Only for Sting 2 weeks later. Shut the fuck up! What is the point? Sorry, kids. What is the point?
Oh, their uncle said worse. Don't worry.
Oh, but I'm thinking my yelling just scared them. Oh my god! I saw this and I screamed at my TV. What the fuck is the point? Which my cousin went. Sting is alive? That's how much he doesn't watch AEW.
Oh.
He thought Steve was dead.
Well, he is. He's on AEW.
It's the equivalent.
Yeah, just about.
Usually broken ankle angles, you take a couple months off.
That, yeah.
Now, people were like, well, Shinsuke showed up on SmackDown. He limped his way backstage to show support
For Riddle.
to Riddle and then got off camera.
Yeah.
There
was no physicality.
He didn't come out during the match.
No.
He didn't get involved in any way.
No.
It was just a sole support to Riddle.
Yep.
Well, it's the immortal Sting. He healed himself.
The Undertaker
2
doesn't
weeks.
come back 2.5 weeks from that.
Yeah, he's smarter.
Every week,
Yep.
it gets harder and harder
Yep.
to defend AEW.
Yep.
This is that bullshit.
Yep.
Like I said, we weren't even watching it, and I literally went, "This is fucking stupid." And my cousin goes, "I thought Sting was dead." And then I look at him, and I go, "I bet you he would prefer to be."
Well, thank God we can watch Slammiversary tonight.
The only thing we missed was snow. Because, again, Sting has been associated with snow for the last 30 years of his career.
I do not understand.
I'm glad there was no snow.
Listen, the botch, I get it. It sucked. It sucked that then Steve maybe thought his career was over after the botch. You could put your headphones back on. I'm done screaming.
Yep.
I thought, and we all understood and we felt terrible for him. And I respected that WWE were like, listen, we're going to still keep the contract because we're going to still pay you. Like, it sucked that happened. Like,
Yeah.
No one wanted that to happen.
Because everyone pretty much guarantees they were going to give him the belt.
Right, like he was going to get the belt from Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
They were going to give him one championship run in WWE. That way, when he completely retired, he could say he won titles in every major company in America.
Yep.
And and by the way, cool gesture by WWE that they were going to do that.
Yeah, but injuries happen.
And it understandable. When he came to AEW, especially during the pandemic, my thought was, okay, well, this is kind of cool because, one, with the pandemic era stuff, you can actually use even when we're out to protect the Sting.
Cinematic matches,
Right.
which they've done too.
Or if you're going to have them in actual matches, you do tag team matches, so having Darby Allin kind of can help in that situation because Darby's young. He's going to die at 30, but Darby's young. He can take most of the punishment, and then Sting gets the kind of clear-cut babyface big pop when he comes in.
And now Cody's not there
So-
to tell him stop.
So if we go to NerdCon, are we going to ask him that?
Oh, Sting's going to be at NerdyCon?
No, Darby.
Darby's going to be at Nerd Now Con.
No.
Okay.
You guys don't have to ask him. I'm going to ask him when he wants his actual coffin built. Now, I might get removed from the event,
Yeah.
but I'm going to ask him because he clearly wants to die.
There's plenty to do in Rochester for a few hours.
What?
That's true. Yeah.
There's not just plenty to do. There's plenty to do. Let me make this very clear because farmer girls are great. Let me be very clear.
Oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
Let me be insanely clear here. What the fuck was the point of that back bump on that chair? Why don't you just do the same fucking stomp that they did to Sting?
Yeah, which, by the way, didn't hurt the Bucks.
No,
They missed, by the way. That's why it also didn't hurt them, but...
because they're clowns.
Yeah.
But
They can kick in the shoulders.
you can literally do the same thing. You protect Bobby. You protect yourself. It still gets the point across.
Yep.
Darby just...
Coffin drops.
All I'm saying is Priscilla just turned 26. I'm going to slide in them DMs because clearly he's not trying to get her back.
No.
He's accepted,
Go for it.
He's accepted death. Good for you, kid. This was stupid. This was stupid. And then for the first time around my cousin, I was embarrassed to be a pro wrestling fan because then I had to explain to him that Sting actually wasn't dead.
Sting is making you explain a lot to your family. Baby, why he fall down?
I love Steve.
Yeah, I know you
I
do.
met him 3 times. I love this man.
Yep.
Go home.
I grew up watching
I
him.
know.
Yeah, he's a retired.
He doesn't need the money. He's done
No.
well with his money.
Well,
He's done
yeah.
well with the money over the years. He doesn't need it.
Because especially story beat wise, this makes no sense.
Mhm.
Your health wise, they're barely protecting you.
Yeah.
Is he just trying to stroke his ego?
I never thought Steve was
what?
that kind of guy, but I'm going to tell you
Maybe
something.
he is.
Maybe it is. Maybe
He can't. He just like Flair. Like in a couple of months, will die in the ring.
Yeah.
By
the way, I've actually put a bet down that that's going to happen. That won't be on the FanDuel site, but that's a bet that I'm willing to take.
And I'm going to watch that match.
You
so
know,
we can talk about it, but-
you know, check the boards in Vegas. It might be one.
It probably is somewhere.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, he might die.
I'll have to go off the strip to that one, betting place that's in the dark alleys of the area where. Guess where, folks? You want to see some good stuff in Vegas? You go to Dark
That's
Arts
true.
Entertainment
That's right. Dark Arts Entertainment brought to you by our boys.
at the Super Beast Training Compound
Thank you.
in Sin City, Las Vegas.
Oh yeah,
It's a sin that Jesse had to watch this with his cousin, but these things happen.
I had to explain to him that Steve wasn't dead. That's a damn shame.
A hybrid
yeah,
of,
that's true.
A hybrid of pro wrestling with an underground feel. Dark Arts Entertainment shows also include live band, sideshow entertainment, food, beer, and more. What's the more, Jesse?
420 friendly, which means go ahead, get your weed and get your drink on.
Come see top talent and matchups you won't see anywhere else in the Las Vegas area, mostly because they're all working for this wonderful company and not for the AEW audience.
Thank God.
For more information or to get tickets, head over to darkartsvegas.com or grab the official mobile app from the App Store in either iOS or Android today. That was the end of Rampage, and that was the end of Jesse's horrible, horrible night with his cousin.
It was a good night.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Because what we're about to get into is SmackDown.
Yep.
SmackDown was actually really good.
Jesse, Sammy lives for now.
For now.
Although, Sammy apparently had... See, Jesse, Sammy's like you. Sometimes, in the middle of a wrestling show, he has to find a place to take a dump.
See, but I do it when I know something bad's coming up. He did it because he knew he might get choked out. 2 totally different situations.
This is fair. But, you know what's weird?
Well,
Number one, yes.
He was getting the shit scared out of him,
Yes.
so he had to get rid of it.
Number one, this is the first post-pandemic show that WWE has had in the Minnesota area that Alice and I were not at.
Right.
This is because I have way too many other shows I'm going to. I've got the Game Grumps in 2 weeks. I've got Big Time Rush. Fuck you. They're amazing. And then I've got My Chemical Romance in September. And we also have Women of Nations in November. So
what did
I've
I
got
just say earlier, it's 2022. What you like is what you like, man.
Yeah, I got a lot to do.
Oh, and then are we gonna Nerd Out Con? Is
Probably,
coming
yeah.
right there, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
You
But
want to
anyway-
join us for that one?
But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
so Jesse,
we'll get a hotel room.
Jesse, the creative,
Allison will pick that up.
the creative,
Right.
the creative has already changed. You want to know why? Somebody won in their hometown.
Yeah.
And for those of you wondering, because I did have some people message me about this, did they leave out the Wild when Pat McAfee talked about the Target Center? No, because the Wild play in St. Paul.
Correct.
Everyone else plays in Minneapolis.
Right.
Yeah.
So, no. They were actually accurate. Pat was on point. The Wolves play there. The Vikings play
there.
just down the street.
And the
Yep.
Gophers play there.
And the Gophers play there. And then he also did mention the Twins as well because Target Field's across the street.
Right.
So, no. That Pat McAfee was actually accurate. The Wild play in St. Paul.
Right.
It's the only thing that draws in St. Paul. That's
And-
why the wrestling crowd was bad.
As we all thought, no, not everybody loses in their hometown.
But as this
I
show
thought he would.
proved, Jesse, and we talked about when Alice and I talked about the low number for the St. Paul show on Raw,
Right.
St. Paul is a different city. It's a totally different area.
Right.
Yeah,
There's not the nightlife that Minneapolis is. Minneapolis, once you're done with the show at SmackDown, because it's over at 9, there's like 20 or 30 restaurants within a half a block.
Probably 10 because they probably do tape main event shit.
Yeah. But anyway, here's the deal. Alice and I were there. You're out of there by about 9:30.
Okay.
So yeah, you're out of there by about 9:30. Probably 10 when you get your car out and everything. But at 10 o'clock, there's about 30 restaurants within half a block of the Target Center. So there's plenty to do.
Right.
But no, Minneapolis draws better than St. Paul. It always has.
Right.
Because St. Paul is in a totally different area.
Right.
Yep.
It's a little bit harder to get to too,
It can be.
just because of the older streets and
Right.
everything. But anyway, no, good show. I enjoyed it. Riddick Moss did a great job.
Yeah.
Jesse, it was not the hardcore match you thought, but again, the crowd was behind him. He did good. He looked good.
Yeah, he
To be
did.
honest, I don't think anyone in that crowd knew he was from Minneapolis until they announced it.
Yeah. I also thought it was funny. I actually sat there and was like, there were moments I was like, okay, classic, WWE booking, classic. Oh, God, they're going to beat Madcap. And then Madcap won, and I was
Right.
like, all right, cool.
Yeah, but the whole time I was watching that match.
And now we're
going to
get Corbin, and then we're going to get Corbin versus,
and we're going to get into that because that was great. But
yeah.
I was like,
Corbin Pat.
I'm like, Riddick actually is probably going to lose because they'd never let you win in your hometown. And he won.
Stephanie been there for a week, and she's already made changes.
I want to say that, but that was her daddy. When her daddy's backed against the wall, he'll give fans everything they want and more.
Arrive, pander, leave.
That's right.
Why is that shirt not on Vince's page?
He's made enough money from us.
Especially you, sir.
Especially me.
He paid your dad, though.
Yeah, he did. By the way, happy Father's Day to my father. Here's the thing. So they take a couple minutes to do a couple interview segments and some other stuff. I did not realize after that match that Baron Corbin was still out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one did.
I don't think anyone realized he was still out there.
Yeah, nope. No one knew
So
Yeah,
that.
neither did I.
They had a commercial break.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they did.
There
yeah.
was a commercial break and then an interview.
And so
And I'm like, oh, okay, the show's going to go on. And then all of a
Right.
sudden, I'm like, wait,
he
hold on.
grabs the mic and I'm like, wait, he's still out there? And he starts going
pissed
off on
off,
Pat
though.
McAfee. Man, I've known you for years, since my football playing days. And every week you come out here and you talk crap about me. By the way, I'm paraphrasing.
You coined bum-ass Corbin.
By the way, which started to get a chant.
Yep.
And then he goes, if you don't stop disrespecting me, I'm going to put your little skinny, useless ass in the ring and I'm going to beat your ass.
Which, by the way, folks, when Pat McAfee turns to Michael Cole and says, why didn't you tell me about this? He legitimately is saying.
I don't think he literally knew that.
He
was
probably
gonna
didn't.
happen.
Yeah,
No.
no, it happens every time.
His response, though, perfection.
Oh, that's how you cut a wrestling promo.
So he gets on the mic
Yep.
and he goes,
He started the Minnesota chant
yeah,
for the Gophers.
right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Pat is a
We're eating
sport-
some lovely grapes.
This is the healthiest thing we've ever eaten
Right,
on the show.
right.
I know. I haven't made any cookies lately.
Pat is a sports aficionado, so he knows about this stuff.
Yep.
And, after he does the chant, he goes, listen, I talk bad about you because you're a piece of crap. And
Yeah.
you are still, to me, bum-ass Corbin. And then that gets the crowd to start singing, bum-ass Corbin. And then he goes, now, all these people here paid to see good money to see you get laughed out of the arena. So I would like everyone here in Minneapolis to help me laugh this man out of the arena. And unfortunately for him, Minneapolis obliged and literally laughed him out the arena. But it got even worse for Corbin because then the New Day came out and they helped to laugh him out of the arena. I thought this was brilliantly done because that was the first time I went, that didn't feel like Kevin Dunn production. I'm like, that just felt very fresh. Like, you don't see them do stuff like that very often.
If reports are true and Vince walked into the taping and just ripped the script, put a pretty good one together.
Right. By the way, because he also shortened the night a little bit, but it also, it made the show feel really fresh the whole way through.
It did.
Because then after,
You also had New Day not facing the
right,
Brawling Brutes.
right. It was Shanky and Jinder to kind of
Yep.
continue that story, which
Yep.
is a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
and then our after that happened, our friend Darren tweeted, Minneapolis is so disrespectful towards Corbin's.
Yep.
We're
Yep.
sorry to hear that.
Yep.
Darren,
To be
you know.
fair, Darren, yeah, I think you guys have earned it.
Especially your brother.
especially
your
his
brother.
brother.
And then somebody did respond to him saying, "Not the last time Minneapolis will be chanting Corbin sucks this weekend."
Well,
Because Darren had a couple matches this
Yes.
weekend too.
anyway, as we continue the night, Raquel Rodriguez.
yes.
And again, another good match.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but the singlet is working for her.
Yeah.
It does seem to work out. Also, Ronda and Natty had some great Twitter beef. That was hilarious.
Well, the Twitter beef was good because the actual promos on each other are not, but luckily Ronda was not there this week.
Yeah.
And I know Minneapolis was upset to hear that she wasn't there, but I'm glad I if I would have went to the show, I would have been one of the people you would have heard cheering like, good, I don't have to hear her cut a promo.
Yep.
Good.
The Street Profits showed up.
Yeah.
They've got a
This
match.
is a backstage promo, yeah.
They've got a match for the Unified Tag Team titles.
Right.
And damn, did you see Ford?
Oh, Corey mentioned it last week.
Damn.
Montez has put on some weight.
Oh my God, he is.
Montez has put
wow.
on some weight,
A little bit.
and he's looking pretty good. I don't know.
Damn good.
I'm not sure what else I'm forgetting. I don't think I am. But we went straight into. Oh no, there was a Money in the Bank qualifier. Lacey was out there. Lacey's coming around. I mean, there's finally some consistency in her booking.
By the way, this is why you get those guys up out of there. They wanted to turn her heel.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have made sense.
No. But anyway, now it's time for the match that I think made Riddle.
Well, first of all, we had the cool promo backstage with Gunther. They announced that they're going to do a rematch next week.
By the way, Gunther has taken that diet and workout.
Right.
He might be on a football schedule. He might be working out 6 days a week.
I think there's half a chance that match doesn't have a clean finish. I think they're going to push that match to Money in the Bank.
Okay, all right.
I could be because that would
Yeah,
be that would be great for the
Right.
pay-per-view to
Right.
have that.
And like
match in
Jesse
there.
said, if you give these guys 12 to 15 minutes and just let them go, they'll put on
They're
an
gonna
amazing.
put on a great match.
Yeah.
So
Which, by the way, interestingly enough, Jim Cornette did not hate their match.
these two can work together really well.
Well, but like Jim said, Gunther was selling, but not in an over-exaggerated
Right.
way for a guy who's 100 pounds
Right.
lighter.
right.
yeah,
Gunther understands, because he's from that old strong style over there in the UK, when you have a smaller opponent. Because remember, Dragunov only really got Walter to get knocked down when Dragunov threw his entire body at him. And when you throw a 180-pound frame at something, shit's gonna move. I don't care who you are.
Well,
Right,
yeah.
right,
So,
right.
but yeah, no. I mean, Ricochet impressed him because, like I said, folks, Gunther is going to have a good match with anyone because he's going to look at who the opponent is.
Right.
And, there was nothing that was, because again, this is my problem with Nyla Rose and Riho back in AEW. Nyla Rose sold a punch from Riho all the way to the corner, and I'm like, the girl's 98 pounds. Vicky Guerrero's bigger than that.
Right.
No offense,
right.
Vicky, we love you.
well,
Right.
some of the hits that Ricochet took, oh my God,
Yeah. And there's a reason Ricochet wasn't there this week. Why? He's probably.
I'm about to say, guys, we actually reacted to that live.
Oh yeah,
that
I mean,
was fucking
me and
brutal.
Jesse
Yeah.
did the same react. We signed, I think, was a clothesline or something. You hit and flipped
Well, it
her
was
up
a
early.
chop
Oh!
first because the chop was so loud.
Oh, you heard it throughout the arena.
Oh,
Like, everyone
God,
was
yes.
just like, "Oh God!"
But anyway,
You can
so
feel it.
And then that
Oh.
clothesline was that was hilarious. It was so.
Oh my God.
stiff.
So,
Yes.
anyway, yes, Gunther, I'm excited to see what he does with the
Right.
Intercontinental title. Ludwig can talk, which is great.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Not that Walter really needs it, but again, if you want to push him as a top heel, he needs a stooge,
Right.
and he's
right,
got one,
Right.
so that helps. And then the match that made Riddle. That's all I had to say because
Riddle's kind of been a main eventer. I think this cements him as a main eventer. Yes, I know that the stipulation was if he lost, which he did lose clean, that while Roman was champion, he could never get another title match, which is okay because guess what? There's only probably 3 guys getting title matches the rest of the year. And no, I did not include Brock on that. There's only 3 guys probably getting title matches the rest of the year. One is right now sitting at home, nursing an injury.
yeah.
Yeah.
The other guy's a heel on Raw, and the other guy's the other major babyface on SmackDown.
Now, to your point, we'll just get to it. Brock came out,
Yeah.
which in Minnesota he's going to get a pop.
Right.
Do you think this is a reaction to the fact that all their plans are now sitting at home hurt?
I think with Randy hurt, yes. I don't think they planned on bringing Brock back.
Right.
While he's still under contract, so he could say no, but when they're like, you're gonna get your money, Brock, he's probably like, well, I guess I can stop killing bears in Canada with my bare hands.
There is wildlife currently in Canada. Like, thank you for crossing the border.
They're going,
Hunting season ain't got nothing on Brock Lesnar.
yeah, there's just a call out, hey, Brock, yeah, we're going to be in Minneapolis. It's a short little drive down. You could do.
Well, it's not really
Yeah,
sure
no
because
problem.
Saskatchewan's on the other side of Canada. But
Well, also his family is still in Farmington. He still has
Yes.
a lot of family in Farmington,
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm sure for him it was nothing. He got to go see family down there anyway.
I know.
while
It's
he was
like,
there.
and what a hell of a pop.
Now,
which, by the way, before you get on, Jesse, proves. Sorry, internet. He's still a draw because he gets that pop anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I
Especially
do-
in Minnesota.
I do side with people who feel like, dude, I thought we were done with this.
No, and I understand that.
I can get behind. It's just like, wait, I thought, but as I would explain to them, this was not their original plans.
Yeah.
The fact that
No.
Randy may not come
Right.
back,
Yeah.
fuck their original plans.
But
'Cause
yeah.
Randy was supposed to be the
Right.
guy.
As,
But yeah,
as,
no, Leroy,
as we
yeah,
go by our
but-
name,
but yeah, no.
cards are subject to change.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
It
no,
works.
Leroy,
Yes.
Saskatchewan is 2 provinces over from Minnesota.
Well,
We're about because we're below Ontario. Then it goes Manitoba, then it's Saskatchewan,
okay.
and that's where Brock is.
Well, if they were like anywhere in the lower 50, it's a lot closer to come to
Well, yeah,
Minnesota.
no.
Well,
And that's fair.
Let's be fair.
And he might have been visiting family,
It's,
so.
it's all Canada, and Canada sucks. But all I'm
Hey
saying,
now.
Hey, they got good syrup there, eh?
they suck. Anyway,
And they got leader.
He's a New
colas.
Yorker. They don't like Canadians.
we don't like Bostonians.
You know, how about
We've been right about Floridians for a long time.
You have. My apologies to the New York faction. You guys were right.
We've been right about Florida for a long
To
time.
the New York delegation, I apologize.
we got to go up there? You know why? Because we can get a liter of cola.
And Canada sucks.
Yeah.
But, by the way, to our Canadian viewers, I am clearly being facetious.
We might get some Canadian viewers again.
Although
Yes.
Jesse, to be fair, if South Park didn't piss them off, we ain't gonna piss them
I'm
off.
about to say, we can't insult you as badly as Stray Parker has.
No.
But
That-
here, so I have no
The
problem
way
with
they
this.
draw them, that would just
Right.
The
messed
movie
up.
alone.
The movie alone.
Yeah.
Well,
They're already promoting it for SummerSlam. I get it. Money in the Bank's in 2 weeks. That's why I thought, I'm like, well, if Riddle isn't gonna lose the match here, then I would think the Usos might come out.
Is this where they get a chance? Because I think it was Cole said right before they went off the air, Brock wants his title back. Is this how they get the title off of Roman?
They can attempt
One title?
They can attempt to try to split the title here.
Okay.
The titles here. Or, and I hate to say this, or this is just a delay to the Castle show, which is after SummerSlam.
Because it is last man. Well, hold on a sec. It could be a last man. It's a last man standing match.
Right.
And
oh, that's what they said it was?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Okay.
by the way, makes me okay. They're bringing Brock back because this is a blow off type match. They didn't really
Right.
have a blow off match.
Right.
And also Roman's a lot healthier now because again, I think just please don't use the Kimura. Like I said, don't hurt your top guy for a move that just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, just don't do it.
Right.
But okay, last man standing. Let's say Roman wins. Fine, come out. Tell the referee which title you want because I'm sure the ref could just stop and it'd be an easy, fix
Right.
on camera. The ref can go, which one?
Right.
Even though it is the unified title, there's two
Right.
belts.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then literally just have them point to either they'll probably keep the Universal because that's his thing and he's so long into it. But they could literally get the WWE title off of him in the last man standing match, and then possibly like we said earlier, Roman could lose the last championship, the Universal title, to McIntyre at the Castle show.
Yeah.
So here's a theory for everyone that I want you guys all keep in mind.
Okay.
Cool.
And I read this from a fan, and I thought, damn, that's pretty good. especially with some of the rumors I know about. I'm like, damn, that could be pretty accurate, and they don't know it.
Okay.
So the thought is Roman is thinking he's just going against Brock Lesnar in the Last Man Standing.
Yep.
Remember, of course, which pay-per-view is before SummerSlam? It is Money in the Bank.
Yep.
Who
Yeah.
is currently in the men's Money in the Bank match?
McIntyre and Sheamus.
And
Seth
Seth
frickin'
Rollins.
Rollins.
Who, by the way, was on the poster in the Joker attire.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes.
Oh, I got to check that out.
So Rollins gets to do it again. Rollins gets to rob Lesnar and Reigns again, this time at SummerSlam. Because here's what that sets up.
Oh, damn.
Here's
Didn't
what that
think about.
sets
I
up.
did not think
Right.
about
Yeah.
that.
Here's
Yeah.
what that
Oh, my
sets up.
God.
One, now the Castle show Roman doesn't have to be at. Drew just beats Seth for the Universal Championship. That now sends Seth over the edge on Raw. He terrorizes until the return of Cody at the Rumble. Cody wins the Rumble, comes back.
Because I know they said 9 months, but you know Cody's going to be in
He'll
rehab.
be at the Rumble, yeah. He'll be back.
He'll
Yeah,
make
he'll
the
be at the
Rumble.
Rumble. Yeah.
Cody, Seth, Mania for the WWE Championship. He wins the title his dad only had for a day.
Yep.
And then that way they can still do what they would like to do at Mania, which I've read is Drew and Edge.
Okay.
So
No, that'd be good.
that theory, I don't know if they're going to be accurate or not. I cannot kind of go into the rumors that I read and stuff.
Right, yeah.
But I'm like that. It's very possible.
Yes.
Which would make very interesting TV the next 8 months. I really do think the Brock thing is one to get it completely done with.
Yeah.
And then two, because Randy got hurt. This was supposed to be Randy's match at SummerSlam.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we move on from SmackDown. Before we get to our last top five, Jesse, big ups to the Big Oos Dwayne for what he did to Tamina. I did not realize
The real tribal chief, let's be honest.
I did not realize
Yes.
Tamina was a single mom of 2 girls.
Yes,
I did
Oh,
not know
I did
that
not
till
know
this
either.
moment.
I
Oh,
knew
wow.
And for those of you wondering, well, why couldn't Tamina afford it? First of all, Rock got her a very nice place.
Oh, yeah.
And number 2, Tamina's always been on the road, so I'm sure the girls are, staying wherever they were staying.
Correct.
I'm sure she had a place, but Rock got her a nice. Rock took care of the family there,
Right.
Because the matriarch was there, Mama Rock was there, folks.
Let's
Like,
be very clear. I love the tribal chief character,
yeah,
but as every real fan of the 2 men know, we know who the real tribal chief is of the family.
oh yeah. but
And
like I said, ups to Rock. Dwayne took care of the family.
didn't he have a like
Plugged his own tequila as well.
Of course.
Didn't he have like I saw he had pictures? Was that the family lineage pictures and stuff on the wall for?
No,
or was that
that
or
was
was that
pictures
Snuka's?
of Tamina and her girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that was okay. I would.
That- yeah.
I was a quick
Yeah.
one. I didn't see what it was right away.
But,
So
but like I said, Mama, the head of the family, the real head of the family,
Right.
she was in that video. So Rock made sure she got a very nice place. That place is paid off.
Yeah.
Rock took care of everything. What a I mean, if you don't watch that video and cry, there's something wrong with you. All right, Jesse, I saved this till the end because the last time we gave you a top 5 at the end, you made our ratings skyrocket.
Okay.
Today's top 5. And Jesse, you might actually have some fun with this.
Okay.
You've been talking
well,
for
he has fun with all of them so far.
well, no, yeah, I know, but Jesse, you've been talking for weeks, months, really,
Okay.
17 years of how terrible you believe the Bucks actually are.
Yeah.
Now, you have also said that nobody, including Jim Cornette, ever wanted to, quote, not book them.
Correct.
It was always they're not the stars that they thought they were.
Correct.
So now it is time for Jesse's top 5 stars the Bucks have leached off of for the last 17 years. So it is time to delve into the history of Bullet Club, the history of ROH, the history of PWG,
damn.
the top 5 men in wrestling that Jesse feels the Bucks have leached off of to become as successful as they are with their now toxic fan base, to quote Jesse himself.
Damn.
Well, number 5 is really easy. It's the
All right.
Hardy Boys.
You just want to put the Hardys down there? Okay, all right.
Number 5 is the Hardy Boys.
Oh, wow. All right.
Clearly, it's the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Clearly, they believed they were supposed to be bigger stars than the Hardys. They wanted to emulate the Hardys.
They're trying to be the next Hardy Boys.
Correct.
Okay.
Except the problem is neither one. And I like Nick as a wrestler.
You do, yeah.
But
Nick's the GOAT, according to your
think,
boy Meltzer.
I think
according
Nick,
to Meltzer,
he's not a GOAT, of course, but I think in the ring, Nick is very, very good. He's actually much better than his brother.
yeah,
But neither one of them have Matt Hardy's mind for business.
true.
Yeah.
Yes, did they make $1 million without WWE? Yes. But you know what you didn't make? $50 million.
There you go.
The Hardys own a literal compound.
Yeah.
Matt owns a literal compound.
Now, Jeff's on the same property, but he's on the other side of the property.
Yeah. But Matt basically bought that place and made it.
Yep.
So there's a lot
That's
of
a
things.
large.
Yeah, it's very
is.
large.
Is that a self-made lake? It's a self-made lake. Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
I think so, yeah.
There's a full lake of reincarnation that Matt had built on the
Matt
property.
has a lot of money.
Yeah.
Reba, you won. You know, she saw us every now and then like talk bad about Lita. I'm like, sweetie, you won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good.
Well, you're good. He married you. You guys have that palace of a home and that lake and all that. You're good, sweetie.
Yeah,
Lita's doing good for herself, sure.
Yeah.
But you won.
yeah. It's
Oh, yeah.
fine.
Like, it's okay.
It's fine.
You don't have to talk about her. You're good.
You're not the other woman. You're the woman.
right.
It's
right.
fine,
You're,
Revy.
You're his queen. You're good.
Yeah.
So, number 5 is the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Number 4, this one will come as a shock. But
Okay.
Okay,
It's
all right.
just true.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
Ah,
So for those who
okay.
don't know, a lot of their business understanding.
When you don't know how to spell Jarrett, all you have to do is remember the promo, and it's pretty simple.
JEFF.
JARRET.
Very easy to remember his name once
There you
start
go.
remembering the
It's
Oh, yeah.
not hard.
beautiful piece of work for him for 25, 30 years.
Yep.
Um,
Soon to be the CEO of all of Creative.
I can't wait. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great because I think that man actually understands storytelling very, very well.
His problem
Oh, yeah.
wasn't himself in
No.
TNA. It was Russo.
Yeah, it was Russo, and then when she got more involved,
Yep.
she who shall remain nameless to unfortunately see her face tonight.
Yes, you will.
That's gonna make me puke.
Yep.
But they started to learn about the business side from Jeff Jarrett.
Yes.
Yep.
Because, of course, Jeff overall, while he was bitter about what happened with him in WCW, him and Vince in WWF/WWE,
Yeah.
in the end, he was right.
Yeah.
And he's been right.
Yeah.
Which is why now he works in such a high position for them.
Yep.
And it has a really good business relationship with Vince McMahon. A man he once tried to get like $10 million off of when no one thought he was worth that.
Yeah.
He has a big, huge business sense of the business, even more so than Kevin Nash, even though Kevin doesn't like to admit that. And they got to learn a lot from him by just watching him work in and out. But they also kind of got to learn about trying not to let your personal affect your business. Because for those who don't know, even at the peak of TNA's heights, he was still going through really rough shit in his personal life.
He was, yeah.
But he never let it interfere with the business of TNA
He lost his wife.
until the whole Kurt Angle thing happened.
Right.
But otherwise, he really was very good about not letting it interfere with the business of TNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3,
Okay.
it's obviously Triple H. So it's actually more clear than it was with Cody for all these years that it was Triple H. Kenny Omega, you can lie to the public. You cannot lie to Jesse Snell. It's Triple H.
Yep.
Young Bucks, you can lie all you want. It's Triple H. So you're telling me you didn't take Tony's offer the first time because you just wanted to make sure Tony was on the up and up? Or was it that you were considering the massive ass contract Triple H threw your way?
Boys, Vince doesn't
Yep.
exactly shell out $7 million for tag teams too often.
All I'm saying, it was $4 million, but still, it
Seven figures.
right, it was 7 figures.
7 figures.
All I'm saying was, and by the way, Triple H was in contact when they were in TNA
Can I also point something out, Jesse?
because he still had a decent relationship with Jim Cornette.
Can I also point
Yep.
something out? They would have made $2 million in the first month back, and here's why.
Without a doubt.
And here's why. The first shirt that comes out with the Bucks logo and the WWE logo,
Money.
It's
They would have printed money.
It's literally a license to print money.
They might have not had to wrestle again, which maybe some of us would have loved.
You know.
But
Oh.
they would have made all the money in the world.
Yeah.
Plus, let's be real, people might forget those interviews with Dave Meltzer while they were still in New Japan when they were trying to get more money from Japan, and they started talking about how much they looked at Triple H all of a sudden. Well, that's odd.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't come up in your conversations, but back then
You wonder why Dave's office is so dirty? He's probably trying to hide those interviews.
like all of
Yeah.
a sudden now Paul's name just comes up all the time. That's interesting. Number 2
All right.
is Kenny Omega.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They have. Do you want to talk about leech stuff at Kenny Omega?
Yeah, chats onto his ass.
Holy shit! If Kenny would have passed away from tragedy 10 years ago, I don't think anyone gives a fuck about the Bucks anymore.
Yeah.
Seriously, with that, Kenny Omega really was. I don't know. Like I said, I give everyone that world title run. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
But Kenny really was the best bout machine. Like that. That man had great match after great match. He was almost like Riddle is to a lot of people who see him on WWE television now. Where it's just like, dude, I've seen Kenny so many times. I've yet to see this man have a bad match. Like, I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen him make a bad botch, anything. Like, he was, for like 10 years, it was like perfection from Kenny Omega.
A good 10 years. I'll give him 10 years.
Like I said, the one thing I can never forgive Kenny for is talking shit and not just taking the help from Harley Race. If Harley Race is offering you to get better,
Yeah.
you go take that advice.
Right.
Especially since it came free.
Yeah.
During that time when I was thinking about being a pro wrestler at 20, if Harley Race would have even attempted, son, I like you. Let me talk to you about some things. Free advice. Critique me, teach me, sir.
You would have asked for a pen and a pad of paper.
As
You
a
would have
matter of
written down
fact, sir,
everything.
I will sit here and let you talk the next 12 hours because I might fall asleep because I'm a bit lazy. But otherwise, I'm going to listen to you.
Oh, it's okay. That's okay. One slab and you're wide awake.
Right.
One slab, you're wide awake.
But I'm listening to this man because I've seen the lineage of wrestlers that have come from him. They're all Hall of Famers. There's a reason they're all Hall of Famers after listening to Harley Race, including Trevor Murdoch will be his last student. There's just certain things about understanding the nuances of this business that only Harley Race really understood as one of the best technical wrestlers and businessmen of his day.
Yes.
And when it comes to Kenny was the headliner of Bullet Club when you guys went to New Japan, not you guys. Kenny was the headliner when you guys were in PWG, not you guys. He was the headliner in Ring of Honor. By the way, him and Cody were the headliners when they were in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I can go on and on. AEW, everyone was mad at Kenny because they're like, dude, you're one of the best wrestlers in the world. Why are you acting like a vagabond? What's this shit? Dude, go be the world champion.
Even I was saying it, and I was just because again, Jesse, like you said, I didn't see this happening
Right.
in AEW from based on what I saw in New Japan.
What everything I watched from New Japan and PWG, I was like, oh, the moment they start this company, either him or Jericho will have to be champion because Kenny literally might be the best wrestler in the world. And if it's Chris Jericho, I get it. That means you're trying to get more casual fans. And I respect that as you start. That's smart.
Yeah.
But either one, you can't go wrong. Kenny waited a year and a half before he was champion.
He did.
But by the way, as the Elite came up, guess who was the leader? Kenny Omega.
Yep.
All I'm saying is you've made a lot of money
Yep.
behind Kenny Omega. Last one, and certainly not least, and I'm sure this is true for a lot of wrestlers nowadays. Usually people think of Dolph Ziggler when I'm going to say this name, but it's Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
It's Shawn Michaels. You can try to emulate his style. You can say, hey, we've been Christians the whole time. Shawn went through. Okay, whatever.
They're full of shit.
You have basically leached off of everything Shawn Michaels did 20 years before it was cool to do it. Without Shawn Michaels, you don't exist. I think they're car salesmen without Shawn Michaels. Because they would still make $1 million because at least they know how to sell bullshit. And if you've ever been to a car dealership, people, you know what it's like to sit there and then try to sell you a lemon for a very high price that you know it's not worth. That would have been the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson.
Well, they've been selling lemons of matches for 17 years.
I can see it now. The Brothers Jackson Ford dealer. Just making millions.
In Rancho Cucamonga.
In Rancho Cucamonga.
In Rancho Cucamonga.
We're going to sell you shit trucks.
Where even Fords will survive for the next 20 years.
That's right. Without Shawn Michaels, that's what you're doing. You built a ring in your backyard because of Shawn Michaels. You emulated every motherfucking match you ever seen from Shawn Michaels. Now, you haven't changed at all like Shawn did, but that's what you've done. The ladder matches, literally you can go watch the Shawn and Razor Ramon ladder match, and you still basically get a lot of the same shit in Bucks matches.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you basically have been biting off of Shawn Michaels for years. Too sweet? You think that was a Japan idea? You heard Shawn Michaels say that as kids.
Yep.
To Kevin Nash.
Yep.
But you don't like to speak on Shawn Michaels.
No.
They don't. Seriously. Anytime they do an interview, they'll give him his props, but they don't want to be honest about the fact that without Shawn, they would be used car salesmen. So my list. Hardys. I think Jeff Jarrett was 4.
Yep.
Triple H. Kenny Omega. Shawn Michaels.
Any honorable mentions?
2.
Okay.
AJ Styles.
Well, yeah.
I just lied. 3. So AJ Styles.
We love when you
All right.
lie and give us more.
That's all right.
We are okay with this.
Here's the shocking one.
Okay.
Jim Cornette.
Oh.
That one's not shocking. That one's obvious.
That's shocking to their fans, but it's not shocking to us. Because think about it. You want to be Booker so bad, right?
Yep.
And you do the antithesis of anything Jim Cornette would do.
Yeah.
But you make yourself sound like Jim Cornette as bookers.
Yep.
So unfortunately for Jim, he doesn't even realize he's also been funding them these last 15 years by talking about them. And maybe he doesn't even realize that.
No, because to quote him, at this point, ripping on AEW is a personal vendetta. To quote
that's so true.
To quote Jim, it's a personal vendetta. Because, folks, I hate to tell you this, his YouTube page, which is all reclips,
Right.
is up to 300,000 people.
Right.
There's more people watching those reclips, because that's not where they post the podcast. The podcasts go there after they're up on the other podcast
Right.
service. There's more people arguably listening to their 2 shows combined than are watching your shit.
Right. So AJ, Jim Cornette. Oh my God. And Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh.
You want to be so anti WWE.
Well, did I not? Before you go on, because I'm not going to steal this because I'm trying to post this.